Well, there's been a little bit of communication, although not to me. We'll get into that. Directly, anyway. Good morning. A little matcha. I didn't know how much, I did not know how much compared to regular green tea, how much caffeine was in this shit. I had no idea. Yes, matcha is more powerful than standard green tea, as I read. I was pretty surprised, or maybe not so surprised. I did hear a little about matcha. Matcha tea. I'm gonna have a cup of matcha tea. Okay, what can I put on the screen here? Oh my goodness. Do we want to see that again? Ricky's nurse's aide background. Live and learn, my friends. Live and learn. Live and learn. There you go. Yeah. Look, I've had some interesting jobs in my life, but I've never emptied bedpans. No, that I didn't do. If there really were condoms to pick up, I would certainly pick them up with a litter stick. Pay was good enough and the bennies were good, but let me tell you, I'm not emptying nobody's goddamn bedpans or sticking a catheter in somebody's penis or no. And everything related to that. No, I just could not do that. Sorry. There's things I can do and there's things I will not do for any money, really. I gotta live with myself. But hey, a buck is a buck. If you're trying to survive and you're not living the 5-star lifestyle at the time, you're gonna take any job you can. And I have actually, I've had all kinds of interesting jobs. Never mind just the parks department. Shit. Had a variety of things, which made things kind of interesting in a way. Metal plating, I never talked about. I worked for a place that did metal plating, and they did metal plating for parts for such as a Boeing aircraft. I didn't like that job. There was this bin that you had to get the oils off the parts before you do anything else to them, And you open up this container. There's all this like mist in there, or some kind of a chemical that took all the oil. And if you stuck your hands in there, your hands would be drier than a mummy because it would take all the oil. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, I've had some interesting jobs. Interesting doesn't necessarily mean good, great, but yeah, I've had a few. Yeah, it is. That's Ricky. That's Ricky. Oh, am I not supposed to post this? In light of the shit he talks about me and all that? Well, anyway, let's get to the meat and bones. Yeah, I have, or my attorney, but not me, did have a communique from the Department of Immigration. And in so many words, and I can't produce because I don't have the document, I can only tell you what he was told on a communique. One of it was, please tell your client that we have received his videos and information in regards to the complaint, that there is no need to send any more. They're overloaded with it, and they're probably being very polite about it, I'm sure. That we are still under the investigatory stages on this. We have not made a decision on this. There are more things to investigate. And to tell your client, and again, they emphasize that, we're pretty overloaded with info. We've got your lawyer's affidavits and everything else he sent in. And for me, pretty much politely saying to shut the fuck up, and We got it. We got your videos. We get your point. Pretty much it. As politely as they could, you know. But yes, they're acknowledging at least. And it means that they have not made a decision. They still want to investigate this. And with a lot of new information that was turned into them, I'm sure they are actually doing a little bit of thanking. Anyway, there you go. Richard Charles Jarrett, cleaning bedpans. Well, I'll tell you, it was one thing to put your tongue down a lady boy's throat, and that was embarrassing enough, but to have a job cleaning, well, somebody's got to do it. I mean, you know, it was an honest job, you know. Whether you pick up condoms in a park, you get paid. Same thing as your home. Do you not clean your own toilet bowl and seat, clean the floors, keep things hygiene and clean around the abode that you live in? But you don't get paid for that. But you got to live in there. Get the point. But you got to do it. Hey, somebody wants me to, you're going to pay me well enough. Want me to do some household job or something and clean up in a party? I actually had some jobs where I did some condom cleaning. Oh, so much you don't know about me. You think you do? You think you do? I didn't mind that. I thought it was cool. Actually, in Hawaii, yeah, I actually had a couple little gigs with that condo cleaning. Problem is, most of it had to do on the other side of the island. I'd have to stay there a few days. That would cost me money. That's why I didn't continue it. I didn't want to move to the other side of the island. I already had a home and everything. But I had some opportunities. Yeah, condo cleaning was cool. It's nice condos, man, overlooking the water. I mean, it's, you know, you get paid for things that you do every day at home. I have no problem with that. Have none. Does it get paid? Okay, we'll get that off the screen here. We'll get that off the screen. Yeah, that's really him, yeah. So, I don't know. Ricky tries to hit me up with a few things he has to say, and I just hit him right back and smack him a lot harder. I told you, there's always a lot to learn about somebody. And information comes out from here, other resources. I got people that write me. Just like I know information about somebody from Australia. Yeah, lots of information on that. I'm just waiting the right time. Touche Turtle. God, I had this weird dream. It had to do with a gun. And it was weird. And I know a little bit about guns, and in this dream it was like a question of, should I put a shell in a barrel, ready to go? And in the dream I wasn't sure. I put the lock on the gun, but I was a little hesitant. What a weird dream. Should I put a bullet in the chamber? Should a bullet always be in the chamber? Where did that come up? I don't know where the hell that came up. So there's a question about gun usage and whether you should always have a bullet ready in the chamber to go, according to what kind of gun you have, I guess. I think a 6-shooter, you don't have to have one in the chamber. It's a little bit different. But that was a weird dream. I don't know where that came about. No, Gilda wasn't in that dream shining up that gun either. No, but she would. Shine him up. So when's that cup of tea? Still gotta figure what the hell I'm gonna have for breakfast. I can't have oatmeal every day. Well, I could. Now that I got my blueberries. I don't always put blueberries. Sometimes I put cinnamon. I really like the taste. Could make pancakes, but that not the healthiest. But hey, or I could skip breakfast altogether and just call it fasting. Because when the time you go to bed or before that you haven't eaten anything, that's called fasting. So you go to bed, sleep, wake up in the morning, don't have any breakfast. That's fasting. And I could just get by all morning, but just waiting for lunchtime to eat, which is something that they suggest for longevity and all that other crap. God, I'm such a learning tool on here. I surprise myself. Well, I noticed that the copycat channel has really not been full of comments these days. They're usually just chock loaded. Of course, you like playing my material all the time. And they even caption everything I say from several shows, but it takes a lot of time to do that. And they got that kind of time on their hands? Well, apparently so. Apparently. I don't know whether to be impressed or frightened that their psychology is that bad. Wow. So yeah, I have, not directly to me, but I have, through my attorney, had a little tidbit of information on there that they haven't forgotten us. That they're still going over this material and pretty much to slap me a little bit by saying, tell your client, we've received everything, we got it, we'll analyze it, but not to send anymore. And very politely, according to my attorney. He didn't read me word for word, but he gave me the breakdown of what, but he didn't send me any documents either. And I wouldn't put a document on here anyway. I've learned from Barry's mistakes. Things that are confidential and private should be that way, legal documents. Oh, and yes, and no, Don C., I actually had emails from people who were supporting me on the complaint issue. Sorry to disappoint you, Donny. Putting words into something is not going to, words don't come easy for me. It's not going to change things of what you think. You don't get my emails. Okay. So I've had a few people in support, and thank you for that. I'll let it continue. Anybody that wants to kind of hone in on this and be very honest and write something and say what you heard or what you didn't hear, you're still welcome to do that today, anytime. Go back on my videos, send me an email. No affidavits. No affidavits involved. You're not going to get all buried with that shit. Just some support. I think we pretty much came to the conclusion, I think, with most of my viewers, that there's a pretty sour deal, something that somebody should never do. And if she had balls, and I really don't know if she does or not, she had a lot of balls to put together that report. Hold a second. Talk. And then more. Chismis. Well, yeah, that's right. I am on YouTube. Talk. What would we do without these cell phones? Seriously. Did you know it was the Filipinos who created, what was it? TikTok? No, beyond that. They're the ones that actually created, fill me in on this, having to do with the internet or messaging or something that They were pioneers, basically. I don't know, something. I just read something on there. They had a lot to do with something to do with the internet or messaging or something, you know. Filipinos, you don't give them enough credit. Lady. Okay. Kenny Rogers' song came into my mind. My mind's like a radio station. Tunes in and out of different things. Because I'm such a wealth of information, I can't control it and keep it to myself. But that's why you come by here. Come on, admit it. You guys are pretty laid back this morning, huh? Mites? You certainly are. I think it's called overload. I think it's called overkill. I guess we gotta stop meeting like this. Sometimes in the morning I like to get it all out. Well, the CR and YouTube. What's the difference? Get it all out. It's a whole bunch of shit. So don't hesitate. You can still answer those questions that I put out the other day in regards to that complaint. Send your opinion. Have you ever really heard me say anything that was put on that public report that they put on YouTube in that affidavit? Tell me what you heard. And by the way, a concubine is not a whore. And you just have to look it up. Someone said I used the word concubine. I don't remember, but that's not an insult, really. It doesn't mean a whore or a prostitute. No, sir. Look it up. In fact, somebody wrote me on that. Far cry from saying that somebody's a whore or a prostitute. The big difference between a concubinage and prostitution. Let's just kind of get that out. Get it out of our system. In fact, I sent that newer video too to immigration. Her having this wonderful time in Bareilly at the little waterfall place, and she's on a swing and she's looking happy as can be. Something wrong with that picture, huh? Well, that's my point. Suffering from high depression, feeling oppressed. Well, she's laughing all the way, smiling, having a good time with her friends, going out shopping. Pretty hard life. Wow, I must have caused a lot of damage to that poor soul. Not. If you're going to make a report, make it fucking honest, you know? Because if it's found out that it's all bullshit, there could be repercussions on there. By me and or combination of me and the authorities, okay? I can't put it any better than that. At least make it real. And attach the proper evidence to back up your statements, which wasn't. Okay. The Philippines is the highest taxing nation in the world. Hello, Clint. The highest taxing nation in the world? I didn't know that. The taxes? Well, I know on cigarettes it's a lot. Probably on liquor, like anywhere else. And where are these tax dollars or pesos going? I haven't seen much use of it. Oh, texting, not taxing. Okay. Yes, that's what I understand. Everybody texts each other even when they got to take a shit or something, you know. Because they don't socialize. A lot of people don't socialize with each other. That's a whole show on its own. I've covered that already, but yeah. That's socialization has come on his phone. Here, I'm on it right now, right? I'm on it right now. You're on it right now. Yeah, you got my point. Well, I think the thing that always startled me is that, there is a lot of what we might define as poverty, actually, but they always have the money. They have nice cell phones and the money to pay for the loads and data and all that stuff, internet. I don't get it. Just like I didn't get it when I was watching some documentary, and there's this guy who was a snake hunter in Africa, whatever, some white dude. Whenever he had a bad cobra or something that came around, they'd call this guy and he'd go where? So people didn't get hurt. He knew how to do the job and catch these cobras and vipers and all this shit. And then, all these Africans were standing around almost in native attire. And they all had cell phones in their hand. And I'm like, what? What am I missing here? What am I missing? Some of them are, starving for food, but they all have cell phones. How is that even remotely possible? And then, that applies right here in the Philippines. Where are you getting this money for sometimes really expensive cell phones? I don't get it. But they manage. And you got to keep up with the Joneses out here. I mean, seriously. I mean, you can't be a kid in school and not have a cell phone. They're gonna like make fun of you if you don't have a fucking cell phone. Hey, I got a cell phone and you don't. And I go back to Mom. I gotta have a cell phone. The kids are making fun of me. Really? It is what it is, right? They're eating fucking rice every day and fish heads, a lot of them, and they literally are, a lot of them. But they could go out and afford to go buy an expensive or relatively expensive cell phone. Go figure. Go figure. They're that important. You're not in the in club unless you have a cell phone. You know what I'm doing here? I'm going to defrost some of these puppies, if you don't mind. Okay. I should have defrosted some strawberries too. I still don't know what the fuck I'm eating. I got time. I'll figure it out. I don't have to eat this early. I just wanted to frost these blueberries. Hector Gubat. Philippines also third-ranking country with the highest Pornhub traffic. U.S. and France is number 1 and 2. And that wouldn't surprise me. Well, all from foreigners, I'm sure. Ask Papa, he'll tell you. He don't even live here. I guess you got to do what you got to do, man. If you can't get the real thing, get the next thing to it. Watch other people have fun, have sex, and if you can't get a woman, Or you can resort to a blade of grass. I mean, that's up to your own choice, Some people get off on a lot of things. Some people have a foot fetish. I never understood that. A foot fetish? What in the world is so sexy about feet? I just don't know. My nephew, actually, which is my brother's kid, he's like, 45 or something. My brother always telling me, he's always attracted to women's feet. I don't get that. There are different fetishes out there, but a foot fetish? I don't understand that one. I don't find nothing attractive. Or maybe legs are attractive, but I don't find anything sexy about feet. But to each his own, Everybody has their own fetishes. Feet fetish? That's a strange one. Some guys like fat women. And usually the guy is a skinny balink. And very common, you'll see this skinny little guy with this big-ass woman. She needs a zip code. People attracted to different things, you know. Then it's the opposite. That the women, very slender, are with big, huge, gargantuan dudes who also need a zip code. People attracted to different things, I guess. You may question it, but, you know, you can't really question somebody's relationship in that way. I mean, they see something that maybe you and I don't see. Maybe that person has a good heart. But if you're that fat, I don't think you have a good heart. It's not a win situation, is it really? Give me a little credit for my perspective on this stuff. You know, I do offer my perspective. And it's something interesting, really, when you think about it. What attracts people to each other? I've seen the most, what seem to be incompatible people in the world, such as midgets with full-size women, even attractive too. But a lot of times these midgets, small people, you know, challenged, they must have money. Hervé Villacrez, who was on the Fantasy Island, and Little Me, that played with Mike Myers, and there's some hot women. But that's an obvious situation there. Well, look at Anna Nicole Smith. It was like with a 90-year-old guy. Is that love? That I'm feeling, is it the love that I've been waiting for? Is that love? Probably not. The same as these really old timers out here with these 18-year-olds. Is that love? Probably not. Likely not. It's a business deal. Oh God, again, I tuned into somebody's show. Was it Paul or something? Again, he was talking about how much money it needs to be out here. And I'm like, and there's a new guy that actually lives in my town who was starting to talk about that too. And I said, man, he's like a newbie, he doesn't have that many subscribers. He just got monetized, whatever. And he's scratching his head over it now, whether I should. He already started to have trolls coming in. And he's realizing that monetization is not the big thing he thought it was. He doesn't understand how people get hundreds of thousands. What do they put on there? That he started to say, well, yeah, people giving him advice. Maybe you should start, getting interviewed or interviewing other people, other famous YouTubers, finding a way to get up there, or put your woman on camera. If she's worth being on camera, that is, That's another thing altogether. Certain things you could do that could work, and there's certain things that ain't going to work. If your woman's pretty good looking and shapely and all that stuff, yeah, putting her on camera is going to attract more views. That's just the way it is. We've got a lot of horn toads out there that have not yet made it to the Philippines, but it's their endeavor to do so. They want to see what's out there. Should I really sell the farm and come out here? Is it really worth it? Oh, but wait a minute, I hear all these horror stories of women taking advantage of you. Again, to each his own. The most unlikely couples you see sometimes on YouTube, well, often actually. Some of them have some solid relationships, maybe some of these more obscure channels that maybe a lot of you don't listen to, but there's a lot of people that are based in the Philippines that are expats that have shows on here, even a lot that I have not seen. But I don't go through all of them. Only if they stand out or something in some way, I'll talk about it, but generally I don't. Everybody's a reason and season why they want to have a YouTube show and become a YouTube hero. I got that Bilal, what is that guy's name? He's a Swedish guy, nice guy. And he speaks the language here. And his girlfriend and him broke up a while back, and he's really sad about it. But now he's promoting another action camera. It's all about money. And I don't think this guy's hurting for money. He comes from Sweden. I don't want to hear it. And he's young, so how the hell is he supporting himself outside of his YouTube channel? That's a question I ask a lot of time with a lot younger people. Now he's promoting this new action camera, better resolution, and white balance. You go underwater and you're going to see blue rather than green. Good wide-angle lens. Has a built-in remote camera, remote mic or something that you don't need to have a set. I don't know. He's promoting it. I don't know what he's getting to sponsor this. But it's apparently worthwhile. So yeah, if your show's good enough and you can get sponsors. Oh, Tim K's been pretty quiet, hasn't he? At least last time I checked. I don't always go to check on Tim K. And certainly our boy, John Blaze, he's been very quiet. I don't think things are working out that great for him. According to some shows I've heard in the past, that his woman has completely become Americanized in every way. Has her own Filipino friends. He feels left out. He supposedly is not working anymore. Doesn't know what to do with himself. Well, welcome to America. Welcome to Americanizing your Filipino. And I've always said it. Probably the worst thing to do. It works out for some people. I don't know. I mean, our boy, your boy, my boy, MJ the Flipper. Everybody's boy. I don't know. Seems to be happy with his relationship, unless there's something he ain't telling us, but he seems to be happy with it. She became Americanized, and I don't hear him complaining about it. It works for some, and it doesn't work for others. Good for you if it's working for you. That's what I say. God, we just got to get Popeye a girlfriend, though. Guy's got to get laid, man. It's been too long before he croaks. Or at least make a trip back to the Philippines and get laid. That's almost a guarantee, put out some money. But Jesus Christ, to go that long without getting laid? Well, maybe he can't anymore. I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't work anymore. Poor fella, as they say in Hawaii. Poor thing. No, poor thing means poor thing. Poor thing, poor ting, poor ting. Our hearts go out to Popeye Robert Clausen. Those were the days, my friend. He's singing that song back in Subic Bay. I thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance and do our little round table blowjob bit. Man, you can't live in the past. You got to live in the present. You could acknowledge your past. Good times. Good times. But that's past. It's history. You got to live for now when your life is limited. Your 60s, your 70s, your 80s, whatever you are. Now is the time. Now is the time. Forget about old memories. You're going to sit down there and jack off to some old memories. We'll have to rely on Pornhub to get your jollies. Life's pretty sad if it had to come to that. I didn't even go to these damn sites. Well, I don't have any reason to. But nevertheless, some people use it as a stimulation. If your own woman doesn't stimulate you, you should be going to Pornhub. I mean, I don't know. Something's wrong there. If your old lady can't stimulate you, you got to watch Pornhub while you're having sex or something. A lot of people do that, apparently. Hey, whatever floats your boat, whatever makes it happen. And by the way, a little fact in regards to that kind of stuff. 75% of your sexual experience is actually cerebral. It's mental, not physical. It's not the action itself. It's your thoughts. Okay, we'll leave it at that. I don't want to get too graphic. I don't want to turn you on a little more than I am, even talking about this stuff. Makes me feel uncomfortable. But yeah, about 70, I don't know the exact figure, but it's up there. About 75% is all mental. About 75% of the YouTubers are mental, but as far as the act of sex, it's 75%. Give or take a few points. The whole process is mental. Envisionment. It's what you envision about your partner. It's really getting into the groove of what's going on. And a lot of these people who take the famous blue pill don't need to. Well, unless they have a real bad problem, but it's all mental. You got to work up to it. Your machinery and mechanics will work. You got to work up to it. Get aroused. That's all it's about. And what people don't understand about the blue pill, it doesn't cause arousal. No. It does its job if you get aroused. It doesn't make you horny. Ask Ricky, you know. He displays a whole bowl of that shit all the time. How many times have we seen that? No, it's not the pill. It doesn't make you horny. Just so you know, it doesn't make you horny. Do your reading. You learn a lot. It's the woman that arouses you. It's just maintaining an erection from the arousal that causes an erection. Okay, you're learning a little bit too much this morning. What you didn't know, maybe you now know. Hey, that's why I'm here. That's why I get paid so well for being on YouTube. And thank you for that. Lady. That's a good song by Kenny Rogers, man. Wish I could remember the lyrics. Of any song, really, except for one-liners. But you guys are quiet this morning. What the fuck? Am I not being dramatic enough? That must be it. Nah, we're not a channel of drama. We may talk about a few things on here with YouTubers, but nah, we're not a drama channel per se. There's enough drama out there to satisfy everyone out there. In fact, a little bit too much. Nah, I think that's the problem. But I'm sensing a change out there, at least in our genre. G-E-N-R-E, not Jundra, like a tundra, like the Alaskan tundra. Genre. That even goes to my boy, Amazing Philippines. It goes to definitely Nico. It goes to Havoc. It goes to Big Kevin and a number of people. It's not genre. It's genre. Look it up. It's G-E-N-R-E. I said it often because I hear it often. And they make fun of my spelling and so forth. I already explained that. I don't use a spell check, and I just go for it. Sometimes I'll correct it, sometimes I don't. And it's like, oh, well, if you got my point, you got my point. And I just leave it at that. Mr. Region, you're always coming in a little bit late here. Covering too much. God, when you come in late, I just can't repeat everything, you know. My goodness. My goodness. Don't come in late. Your bells should be ringing all over your house when I go live. And that's what the trolls do. Somehow, I don't know, they're electronic geniuses. They got a bell in their bathroom and every room in the house. If they're outside working in the yard, they got a bell that goes off when my show goes on. I'm probably not exaggerating. I'm probably not. Because they know when I'm on. Apparently you don't have that. You just take your chance. Oh, Frank's on. Okay. Check it out. Oh, I'm glad you came to check it out. Okay, what's for breakfast? What's for breakfast? I got plenty of eggs, and I don't really know what the hell to do with them. Eggs go with potatoes, but I don't have any. Okay, gotta watch the carbs. I don't have shit around here. Oh, actually, did she put that away already? No, that's what I had last night. I had that piece of steak last night. Because I had a steak defrosting in here. That must have been what she made for me last night. Yeah, it's not here. Oh, okay. Too bad. I would have had that with my eggs. I would have had some steak and eggs. That would have been a glorious breakfast for sure. But now I'm forced to, you know, you know, grovel in my refrigerator to see what I have that's edible. Nothing there. I don't want no chicken tocino. They buy that a lot around here. Got my blueberries out. Man, we got to do some serious ass shopping around here, I'll tell you that. We really do. Looks like we'll be back in Cebu again this week. Again. Can't keep up with this. Yeah, both of us just, yeah. Back in the lovely Cebu. Oh, please. I got a little bit of oatmeal left. I don't want to open up a new package. Might as well use this tiny bit because it doesn't expand. Might as well make it because I got the blueberries out. I mean, like, what the fuck? And by the way, this is Australian Harvest, by the way, Jay. It's called Australian Harvest. Yeah. Australian oats. I don't know what the hell the difference is. Australian oats. I wonder if it's Aboriginal. Here we go. All right. Well, guess I made a decision. Australian oats. Made from the labor of kangaroos or aborigines. Harvesting those fields. Okay. You get the notification, but not always by my phone. I'm driving, sitting at the stop sign. Don't be listening to me while you're driving, man. No, don't do that. Be careful. Believe me, I'm not worth listening to if you're driving. It's not worth it. There's nothing world-changing I'm talking about on here. Well, may not be the total truth, but it's not worth it. I'm not worth it. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Speaking of humor, I remember my old friend Bill in Washington. There was a popular radio host. Talk about something funny here, break the ice a little bit. And we both had this bizarre sense of humor. And there's this guy who was a popular radio station host in Seattle. Kind of a goofball, you know, but he was going to be at this live event somewhere. And, you know, Bill, his friend, he wanted to go see him. And we just joked around a lot. Finally met him in person, and we're taking down on him. He said, "We're not worthy. We're not worthy." Because people really honored this guy. It was a joke. You had to listen to the show and what this guy was really all about, you know. We're not worthy. Bowed down to him. You know, we did goofy things like that. It's called having fun. The same as I was in an elevator with Michael, you know, the groupie guy, you know, at New York Tech. Yeah, I did go to New York Tech, yeah. And we're in an elevator. I've talked about this. Just some funny shit. I didn't think anybody was behind me and Michael. We were in front of the elevator, and I don't remember there's somebody actually behind me. And we would do all these stupid imitations and shit, you know. There was two things that happened in the elevator, but you know, we didn't, you know, we had this sense of humor, bizarre as it was. It was ours. And sometimes we do these curly imitations, you know, yeah. So everything's silent in the elevator, right? We're going up to whatever floor it was that our classes were in. It was like an office building. It wasn't like an Ivy League. I thought it had its good ratings as a college, but it wasn't like Ivy League type, you know. Nah, nothing like that. But the elevator, picture this, silent. And, you know, person or persons standing behind us. They have no clue what's going on. We're just two people on an elevator. Then all of a sudden I come out, because that's the way me and Michael were. We actually did some goofy shit. And I started doing a curly thing, like, yeah. Then we got out of the elevator, I turned back, I realized there was one or two people behind me. And I have no idea, no clue what they were thinking at the time. And another time in the elevator, I can tell you a story on that. How New Yorkers, they see the craziest things all the time, don't even faze them. So the same building in New York Tech at 888 7th Avenue, that's exactly what it was, I don't know how I remembered that. 888 7th Avenue, look it up. So, we're on an elevator and I don't know what the hell was wrong. It stopped sort of kind of between floors, but enough to climb out. It wasn't a difficult thing. And there's people on that floor, waiting for the elevator. There's several elevators, several shafts, And here's me and Michael. We're climbing out. We're climbing out of the elevator. Serious shit. We're climbing out of the fucking elevator, man. And these people they didn't even blink an eye. And one of the reasons, because New Yorkers have seen it all, heard it all, done it all, and it was really nothing seemingly unusual for them to see a couple of goofballs climbing out of a fucking elevator. You'd think they'd be concerned or something, Hey, what happened, man? No. New York, it's a heck of a place. Oh, Wayne's World. We're not worth... Yeah, that was from Wayne's World, yes. Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. You just had to be there. It's one of those situations, you just had to be there, We've done, I've done a lot of crazy things. I talked about how I worked for the warehouse, for the Parks Department, and I always loved telling this story because it was so goddamn goofy and embarrassing at the same time. They designated me to take care of all the files that stay after 7 years, and over in Discovery Park, a beautiful park in Seattle, by the way, and they had a missile silo there at one time. Yeah. And the warehouse, which used to be, the headquarters for the services, that was operating this missile silo, You can still see the little office there and all the gadgets and buttons. If you go downstairs, all the equipment was down there. They even had a button. You hit it sounds like a submarine. Bam, 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 bam. Pretty cool. Still operational. Anyway, they stored all kinds of stuff there, and there was a company called One Reel Productions, and they would participate in parades. They had all the costumes, like a Mardi Gras types costumes, I know I told this story, but I'll tell it again. Now, Bill, that friend of mine, Bill, he worked for the sanitation service. He drove a truck, picked up the big metal canisters full of refuse and all that, deliver new ones, empty ones, construction jobs and otherwise. And I was bringing boxes and boxes of files out of there. That was my job. They didn't want to keep anything over 7 years. And cleaning up the place and doing all that stuff. So Bill is a guy that always came by. I got to picture this. He's the one that always came by. But one day it wasn't Bill. And I decided to pull a prank on Bill. And you probably heard this story before, but was it Mike Myers, Stoners in the Basement, very public in Northwest, yeah. What the purpose of my Cebu trip, I will not tell. But getting back on topic. So One Reel Productions, they had all this kind of bizarro kind of costumes that you put over your head. Bizarre stuff like you'd find at a Mardi Gras. Well, they had this big yellow fish with big black eyes. So you know where I'm going with this, right? Well, I thought that was Bill coming in. Because me and Bill had such a great sense of humor. I don't know if Bill's even listening to this. He probably remembers it. Bill does listen in every now and again. I figured it was Bill. So I saw this bizarro costume on there, and with my bizarre sense of humor, and same as he has, I thought it'd be funnier than shit. It's come out of the dark of the, big roll down, they had a roll down gate on there, which was open and kind of dark inside. From the outside, it looks dark. And I thought I'd come out from the dark wearing this big fish outfit. It was a yellow fish with big ass eyes. Started dancing around in my fish outfit. Well, guess what? It wasn't Bill. It wasn't Bill. Imagine the embarrassment from that, but not only embarrassment for me, but the guy thinking, what the fuck? No, it wasn't Bill that came that day. Oh my. Yeah, I've had some fun times. Goofy moments, but what the hell? Yeah, I guess I am eating oatmeal again and blueberries on the side. Because I can find some protein of some sort. I don't know. Yeah, Mike Myers. Mike Myers, excellent. Mike Myers is excellent. I bet he liked working with Tina. What was her name? Tina, that, what was she? A Thai girl or something? Tina. She's made a few movies. Tina, I know the name. You guys probably remember it. And she was kind of hot. You guys have all the answers all the time. Anyway, I think she was like a Thai girl or something like that. Must be fun to do that kind of acting. You have these beautiful women to be with, get the kiss on them and all that stuff. Although I don't think the wives of these actors really like when their husband has to get into a love scene or something. But some of them also figure, well, he's getting paid well. I don't give a shit. I know he loves me. A lot of women, that won't happen with a Filipina, though. Let me tell you that. Being an actor or not, your lips should not be on anybody's but hers. Even though you're acting and you're making money from it. Filipinas are really jealous. Even look at another woman. Well, mine ain't that bad. She knows I'm devoted to her. So, she don't worry about that. Not like other people who don't respect the sanctity of their relationship, All right, now comes the blueberries. Still a bit frozen, but oh well. I didn't mix them in because I put cinnamon in this oatmeal. I don't think the blueberries would go good with the cinnamon. Oh, quite tart, actually. Tina, I think it was Tina. I hate it when I can't remember the actor's name. Yeah, Mike Myers is just a funny guy. And all these comedians, man, we don't have a lot of good ones anymore. Nobody's going to beat Rodney Dangerfield. Or, let's see, who was in the top billing? But Rodney was one of them. His one-liners are just precious. I don't know, I wonder how his wife doing all these wife jokes. I wonder how she dealt with that. Well, the guy was making money. I guess she dealt with it pretty well. Talk about me all you want, honey. Just bring in the bacon. I'll fry it up in a pan. Ugh. Oh, hold on. That's cold. Oh, I'm definitely got to brush my teeth on it. I got blue teeth. Better than yellow teeth. Right, Don? All your money and supposedly education and wit, you can't go to a dentist and have them lightened or whitened. I don't know anybody on here. How to even get out of bed and face the day at all. I have no clue. That's probably because they're too busy listening to me. Oh, the one was, of course, George Carlin, of course. George Carlin. Rodney, George Carlin, people like that. There was a few. Okay. Well, I think you're starting to bore me now. No dialogue. I know. It's like you're listening to a radio station and it makes you feel at home, makes you feel comfortable, fireside type of thing. I get it. A lot of my viewers have actually related me to that. Oh, I'm learning something from somebody. That's not good. Quite rude, really. Quite rude. Sorry about that. I think that's what he said too. Sorry about that. He wasn't sorry. I gotta rinse this blueberry off my teeth. My, oh my. Then after a while comes the vitamins. Well, usually what doesn't hurt you ain't gonna kill you. If it works or it don't, then don't do that. All these sounds in the background, I'm always up to something here. Told you, I'm quite a busy guy. I don't stay still. Okay, is that all you folks have to say? Because my time is valuable. I need to... God, I was really gung-ho yesterday. You know, I was sitting in my chair watching movies. I had a small lightweight. And I was doing all kinds of exercises with the lightweight while I was sitting in the chair. See? That's what I do. I'm always moving my legs. No, I'm not having a spasm or something, or a seizure like Jay, but I keep the blood flowing. If the blood is flowing, then you're in the going. I twist my feet, wiggle them while I'm sitting. I move my body. I get up every 30 minutes, which is what you should do. Keep the blood flowing. Don't be don't be married to your chair. Is the whole idea. That's something you don't want to do, especially when you're getting older. Mike Myers, stoners in the basement, very Pacific North. Yeah. God, Pacific Northwest. Very interesting people in the Pacific Northwest. Speaking of that, Ring of Fire, I'm hearing all kinds of shit going on in different places. The world is ready to explode. The Ring of Fire is going to go off. It's going to trigger every other goddamn volcano. California will wind up like Catalina Island. It's going to break off the continent one day. So you like living in California, eh? I wouldn't live in California, eh? Hell no. Because when it happens, it's not like what happened in Oakland that time, that region. It's going to be bad, like a number 10 magnitude, or worse. And you ain't going to want to be in California, eh? God, I wish I had some pictures of Alcatraz. When I went to San Francisco, I did take that trip on this ferry. It's only a mile and a half offshore. It's not far. And they talk a lot on the internet now about, oh, yeah. They solved the riddle of how these three guys, how they escaped from Alcatraz and whether they survived or not. We got the story. It was clickbait. And if you read the article, God, aren't you sick of clickbait? I mean, seriously. Everybody in YouTube is getting into clickbait because nobody would listen otherwise. Got to have a clickbait title, and whether or not they actually talk about what they put on the title is another thing. Usually not. But anyway, I don't remember which cell was Al Capone's. It's been a long time. I had a piece of the rock, by the way. The outside wall that was kind of falling apart as you go up this cement ramp to get up to the prison after you get out of the ferry. And the water was kind of rough there too. That ferry was bouncing up and down. Tell you what, the waters around San Francisco Bay, they can be pretty treacherous. And you got to understand that if you were to drain the ocean, and they've done shows like this, they got this kind of a sonar type things out now that can let you see beyond something. It's a big canyon. So as you're approaching the Golden Gate Bridge, and that part of the bay, and this goes on for miles, and that's why the currents are so treacherous around there. But it's like a deep fucking canyon, like mountains. So the water gets channeled through this canyon, and that's why you get a couple of things happening. You get a pretty wicked current, but it also attracts the great whites. They get caught up in this current, and yeah, they do have great whites out there. I was watching a guy windsurfing. I couldn't believe it. I was on the ferry going to Alcatraz, and man, this guy was flying. He was flying. He was absolutely flying. Like, this guy had to be in good shape because it takes every muscle in your body against that wind. He's on a board with a sail. This guy must have been going, I don't know, 45 miles per hour or more. It seemed that way. I said, amazing they can do that. I wouldn't do something like that in San Francisco Bay. You got to be in really top shape. You got to use every muscle in your body to control yourself on that board with the sail. I watched in amazement, But yeah, the currents are really bad. So the controversy was, they keep on doing, oh yeah, we solved the mystery of the escapees of Alcatraz. They pretty much left it off as saying that, yeah. Now that we look at it, they probably did get away. They had this letter from one of them one time. They couldn't validate the authenticity of the letter is what it was, too. But two of them, I think, were brothers. And the whole thing, how they escaped, and they made a kind of a flotation device. See, the penal system was too embarrassed to admit that, they actually had people actually escaped from Alcatraz. It was supposed to be non-escapable because of where it was located. But I'm going to tell you something. I walked just like you see on the movies, and they got an outside area with a bunch of steps. That was there. It wasn't a huge place. It was not a huge place. And you can see where all these people would, when they got a allowance to go outside and get some real air and exercise, it was just kind of a big courtyard type thing. But the thing about this was, it takes a good view of San Francisco town. And sometimes, on a good day, some of the smells of the food would make its way to Alcatraz. And they were eating slop over there, by the way. But sometimes the smells would pick up in the wind, and they could smell some of the scents coming from San Francisco. That had to be murder right there. That had to be hard. And, the funny thing was San Francisco was just right there. It was just a little over a kilometer or something away. It wasn't far away, but the whole thing was the currents were really bad. And fighting the currents, that almost seemed impossible, but maybe these guys actually did it. Fighting the currents. And right there, you're viewing San Francisco right there. It's right in front of you. But you can't be there. Because you're locked up. What's going on here, girl? You're always listening to something funny on there. All right, we've been on here a while, guys, a little over an hour. Happy to entertain you and educate you, or uneducate you, whatever works. Things to do, places to go. Got another trip coming up this week. I get around. What are you watching? Gilda, did you know that Filipinos are the kings of, what were you guys saying earlier? Of messaging or something. Let's see, what was that? Of texting. That there's more texting that goes on in the Philippines than anywhere else in the world. Yeah. Oh, you're one of them. Wonk, wonk, wonk. A lot of texting going on. It gets so ridiculous that you go over to somebody's house and you've already spent some time socializing, which is a rare thing to do, And you even leave the door, you're still talking to the same person. You're texting the same person whose house you just left. I mean, you can't put the phone down for a second. You just came out of their house.
Yeah.
Right?
Even me, just...
even you, yeah.
Just met after that one.
Tia Carrera, thank you. You're a little late on that. Tia Carrera. You must just came in and just probably listening, kind of put back to catch up on me. Yeah, Tia Carrera. She was kind of hot. But yeah, they're the biggest texters. They're always texting. I might put a movie on in the living room, right? And she's sitting there and she's texting. I said, you want to watch this movie with me? I am. I said, how are you watching a movie if you're... Then she gets a lot of calls coming in, She's got to answer them. It's her relatives, her friends. Boy, I tell you, does she have friends out here and a relative she has? Every time I'm always hearing that some kind of cousin or somebody is dying, And what was that? She had tumors, right? The gal you were talking about. She's related to you in what way now?
First cousin.
First cousin. I've heard a lot of this. And she's got a lot of cousins. I don't know. She died of some kind of cancer, myeloma, I think. But she had like these tumors in various places on her body. I said, did she realize she had this? I guess she did. But in some instances, people get these unusual swellings on their body and they don't even investigate it. And by the time they do, they figured out that, hey, I got a problem here. When did you figure out you first had your problem? I've used a story all the time about how some people had tumors as big as a human. And I would say to myself, well, when did they figure out that they had this problem? And they had to excise a full human in weight and mass off somebody's body. There's a guy had a set of balls that was big as a human. I don't know how. When did you figure out you had a problem? Is the question. Well, a lot of these happen in really poor countries where they can't afford any medical care. But I think if you had a situation like that, you would get it to the news, get it to somebody. There's always some doctor that'll work kind of, how should I call it, pro bono or something, and make a name for himself or something, and have a compassionate type of service to somebody. How could somebody live their life like that? Oh, look at Big Kevin. He was so big that he had like I don't know, like a 200-pound man on his body and weight. He was, a couple 100 pounds over any close to being ideal weight. He was carrying around with himself, equivalent to a 200-pound man. That's incredible in itself. When did he figure he had a problem? Until shit started happening to him. The doctor says, here, you have to get on this medicine, you have to get on this medicine. They help you lose weight, you have to do this and do that. But it really helped if he kind of walked beyond his aunt's basement, and did a lot more walking. And he's still not. I mean, he's in back in Thailand now, right? Right, Kev? You're in Thailand now. Back and forth, right? Didn't work in one town, it sounds familiar to me. Didn't work for you in Thailand. We have a lot of people that do that on here, don't we? Do you go back to Philippines? Doesn't work in Philippines. You go back to Thailand and hope you're going to catch somebody, a babe Rooney, as they call them, a low-class reference to a Filipina or woman. Yeah, Kevin is still as huge. You can see all the flaps through his shirt. Yeah, he still is. He's got a lot of weight. He's got a long way to go. God bless him. God bless him. Imagine carrying around the weight of another human. I mean, the guy went to 500 pounds. Do you realize how big that is? No wonder he had knee problems. That weight on his knees, that had to cause problems with anyone who's also tall and overweight, too. Guaranteed they got back problems. They have other problems, too. Guaranteed. No names, no other names to put out here on that. They know who they are. They know exactly who they are. Well, Ricky's having a problem, too. Many problems. He's not going to tell you all. But his weight ain't changing. And look what he eats. He likes to show off. I'm eating a 5-star dinner or something. It's not 5-star. Maybe you're overpaying for the meal, 5-star price. But you're still eating shit food. You're still eating shit food. And you expect to lose weight, even walking how many thousand steps. It's not going to work. You're counteracting what you're trying to do. Because if you're going to do one thing, you got to do both. Not just the walking, it's what you put in your body. And unless you stop that walking, it's good for your cardio. But unless you control your diet, you're not going to achieve your goal. He still looks to be over 300. Oh, Kevin, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, he kind of does. But there is a big difference, though. I mean, God bless him. There is a big difference, though. But when he was weighing like 500 pounds, that's extreme. I've seen the biggest extremes of people, the 1,000-pound man, couldn't even leave their bed. Imagine that. Couldn't even leave your bed. They had to clean you on there, clean your genitals, doing the kind of work that Ricky did. Ricky worked as a nurse's aide, as we found out. And if you don't buy that, I'll put this on again for your viewing pleasure. Zero manners in the way he speaks to the waiters and waitresses shows he has zero upbringing. Yeah. Regent said that I would lose my appetite if Ricky was eating in front of me. He eats like a pig. Well, he's got the nose to attach to it, And Coin Society says, yeah, Regent, I agree. Regent says, zero manners in the way, he speaks to waiters and waitresses shows he has zero upbringing. And Coin Society says, and Ricky sold insurance. We all searched him last night. Yeah, well, yeah, we knew that about the insurance. Yeah, he made that public. We all knew that. That's, it's possible he could be getting some residuals from that, too. Because if he still has the same clients, remember, he signed up with his signature when he instituted a insurance policy for somebody, life insurance, whatever it might be. If he was successful enough, even though you left that job, as long as somebody still has that policy, and you're the author of that policy who created that policy for somebody, supposedly you get some kind of I don't know, some kind of residual income from that. Uh, Ricky took a 4-week crash course to be a care aide. Oh, you didn't know? Oh, about the insurance? Yeah, if he played it right, he should be getting residuals from that. That's how it works. Yeah, even though you're not with that job anymore, as long as that person's still maintaining that policy and you're the agent who issued that policy, you still should be getting a little bit of coinage from that. In my understanding, I could be wrong, but I think I'm correct on that. Yeah, so Ricky emptied bedpans and he's over laughing that I work for the Parks Department. That's a scream right there, Ricardo, Ricky, Richard. That's a scream. You were emptying bedpans, motherfucker. No five-star lifestyle with that, was it, Ricky? No, it wasn't. Choke on your own fucking words when you talk about me, sir. Ricky admitted he front-loaded his pension. Yeah. I don't recall if he has 62 or 65, his pension will drop. Yes, I keep on hearing that. It's not new. I've actually heard that before. Yeah, he front loaded his pension to make more money, and then it has to come to an expiration time, and it's going to go way down. Something to that. I've heard that. A foreign region says, yeah, you're right, but who keeps the same car for 30 years? New car, new policy. Yeah. Well, I don't think it was just car insurance, life insurance, things like that. Could be home insurance, whatever. Insurance is insurance. They have different policies according to the company and what they represent as their product. It usually covers a lot of other things too, not just cars. Coin Society says when I was living in the USA, I listened to shows every day, mostly all day long while I worked. Now you're my show to have in the background while I go about my day. I like the subjects you discuss. Well, thank you very much. I know that there are people, believe it or not, there are people who appreciate the shows that I do on here. And that's the only reason I'm on. If you don't appreciate my shows, I mean, there's no reason to be on. As I said, I'm not making money on this, am I? I'm not monetized, so hey, I'm performing a service, and I don't get paid for it. And there's even this new guy that lives locally here, he's all excited because it wasn't too long ago. He got monetized, but all he made was about $22, but he still couldn't even collect that because you have to make at least 100. And he doesn't understand how all these people are so successful. He says, I'll be happy to make a couple $100 a month. And you'd be lucky to make a couple $100 a month. Because a lot of these people are not paying high rent where they are. So if you could make a couple $100 on your AdSense and donations, all that shit, buy me a cup of coffee. God, they got so many platforms now to beg for money. There's so many, I can't keep up with them now. Buy me a coffee, buy me a pizza, you name it, besides Super Chat or this other thing on there too, a like thing or thanks or something. I don't know. There's so many ways. They got them all listed. They're trying to get every penny they can to suck the system. But the unfortunate thing, if you're living in the Philippines and you got a show like that, you're not going to get paid American type of what they get paid for views and all that stuff. They pay more in America than they do if your show is based in the Philippines. We can get this damn image off here for now. It's very distracting, actually. Okay, here we go. Same vlog, he mentioned that before. His pension drops. He'd like to be settled down with a girl in a house he plans to live at forever. Ricky wants what you have, ha. Yeah, I've suspected that, and that's why everybody attacks me. And, we've been over this before. I'm glad that you guys are kind of enlightened by what this is really all about. It doesn't take much to figure it out. There's something in my life, something that they don't have, whatever it might be. It could be a number of things. And they're very bitter. Look at Don C. I mean, he's one of the most bitter people, I think, on here against me. Other than Popeye or somebody. He's like top of the list, I think. I don't know who put the bees in his bonnet, but Something is not happening at home that's really righteous, the way I could see it. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I don't think so. The time he spends on me, and believe me, he goes onto sock accounts. He just doesn't just come on under his name. Oh, absolutely not. And the minute somebody puts a show on a live stream like Big Kevin, he's there. He's guaranteed to be there. It's like he waits for that moment that when I do a live stream or Kevin does a live stream. He is there. He is there. He don't miss a trick. Have you seen the latest Donny photos? There's no way that man is only 70. I don't know. How old is he supposed to be? How old is he supposed to actually be, realistically? Yeah, because quite honestly, he doesn't look, he doesn't look, if he's 70, he definitely looks much older than that. And it's not, like I'm trying to reason to put him down like, he does. He does it. When I first seen him, even Old Dog, and there's a few other people on there, they don't, I don't know, the way they look doesn't really correlate with their age. That's why, I have to give myself at least a little bit credit when it's due, because I'm not getting any younger, and that ain't going to change, that's for sure. It is what it is. Birthday coming up, folks. Birthday. And, but I'm doing the best I can. I think I've been doing a fairly good job so far. Of course, you don't see me on camera all the time, but you know what I look like. And, put aside, of course, the edited images they like to have of me. No, I don't have messed up teeth. They're all capped, and I don't have orange hair, and all those little goodies that they like to put out on there. And yes, of course, I have a great relationship, needless to say. They get so upset for the littlest fucking things on here, man. Instead of critiquing my life, why don't they just kind of take a good look at their own life and see where they need to make some changes? I mean, really. He claims, 70, but he looks to be in his 80s. Well, maybe early 80s, not mid or late. And his yellow teeth, did you see Don's teeth? I put that picture on there before. That was from a profile of his on Facebook or something. All the money he's supposed to have, and he's got teeth that look like that, yellow, like a daisy. Come on, man. He can't afford to go to a goddamn dentist and get some tooth whitening? I'm actually surprised my teeth are not blue. I eat blueberries and stuff like that. And even though I might smoke, I brush. And mouthwash, too. That's important. You got a mouthwash. Please, you gotta. Look at your mouth in the morning. What it looks like in the morning. All the plaque in your mouth when you get up. That's gross. The latest Donny photos. Where's the latest one? Where did you see the latest photos of him? I think some of these people are really getting worried about their health. I've been talking about this shit long enough, and they're actually starting to take some concern about themselves. Although Ricky, tries to say, I know, I gotta lose weight. But meanwhile, he's saying that, he's in a restaurant and he's pigging down the most caloric, high cholesterol, fatty, saturated fat foods that anybody could eat. I don't think he wants to change in any way. I just don't think so. Or else he'd really do something. He's waiting until he has that massive heart attack. And if he survives it, maybe he'll change his ways then. But don't wait for that to happen. That's what I'm saying. Don't wait for that to happen. Reason says, Frank, you know where, I do, Bellingham, Washington is? Yeah, I do. I've been there. This is where Don lived. Oh, really? The majority of his life. I think Don is a fraud. No tech industry in Bellingham. Well, in Redmond there is, but that's not around the corner from Bellingham. All right, so he knows about Washington. All right. Well, so do I. Spent long enough there. Yeah, he's a typical Washingtonian, that's for sure, in lots of ways. But God, I mean, serious. Same thing with Ricky's teeth. 5-star lifestyle, but why does he take care of his teeth? He's got a space as big as a fucking Grand Canyon there. An automatic cigarette holder. If he continued to smoke. He used to smoke, you know. And you got all this money, but yet you want to go give your girlfriend a fucking boob job. You don't care about your pig nose. You don't care about the space in your teeth. But he'll spend money on some chick on an expensive phone or want to give in to keeping her around by wanting to grant her a boob job or something or whatever. Fucking A. That's sick. Hugo says, Jerry the Fairy is pushing 70. Is he pushing 70, really? I know he's losing his hair and all that shit. See, I mean, these guys can't afford... My God, they can't afford to talk about me. But they still will. I mean, you know, what are they going to do, you know? They got to pass the time away. At least I make their life meaningful. So I guess I am performing a service on there after all. Guess I am. We got 25 strong in here today. Now, you guys remember what I said on my other shows, and I still meant it. And those who are willing, right here, on my show, in regards to that famous complaint made against me, and what I supposedly said to this individual. Anybody else want to elaborate on that? Anybody want to elaborate on that? Now's your chance. I'm always asking. That information will be utilized. I promise it will be utilized. Right here, right now, while I'm still on. Tell me whether or not you think this individual was lying through her teeth on that report. And if you think it was unfair, unjustified, say it now. As I said, you're not going to be put in front of a judge. You're not going to have to sign an affidavit, nothing like that. You're safe. You're good. I take care of my people. You're good. Tell me what you really feel if you haven't mentioned it already. Maybe everybody at once here. You do it all at once. Save the trouble. Yes, I will make hard copies like I do. Say what you think about that whole situation. How unrighteous was this? Yeah. Don't be afraid to speak. No troll is going to harm you. But I've been pushing this lately because it's coming to a head. It's all coming to a head, and it will. So you can write me privately, frankinhawaii54@yahoo.com, anytime you want. Or just come out on here and tell me what you think about the situation. Lump sum payment. Okay, what's this here? Hugo says, a few years back, Ricky got a lump sum payment from the VA. That was when he always stayed at the Hilton and 5-star hotels. That money is long gone. I would imagine it would be. Okay, Regent says, I think it's much bigger than just lying. I believe Shaw, with the help of other foreigners, was talking into doing it, and I also believe an official was bribed to process the complaint. Well, speak what's on your mind. Be open about it. It's okay. It's okay. That's your opinion, and that's your thoughts, and that's all I'm asking for. Nothing more than that. I'm not asking you for money. I'm not asking you to sign an affidavit. None of the above. Just public opinion. Because this is a big matter. It is a big deal. When somebody's trying to interfere with your life like that, it's a big, huge deal that certainly needs to be addressed and is being addressed. So, folks, don't hold back. I'm on a show live right now. Speak while you have a chance to do so. Say what's on your mind about this. Tell me how you feel about this. Open forum on this one. Put yourself in that position. I'd offer my opinion to you on that. If you were facing the same situation, I certainly would. If I knew the person was wrong, I'm going to say it. I mean, it's like one thing for Bummer. It's one thing for Bummer to go label me something as horrible as he has. But it's another thing, too, to have her file a completely bogus complaint and enticed by others to do so. It's wrong. Oh, you got this already. I think that's on rinse now, ain't it? Remember, folks, it all comes out in the wash. It all comes out in the wash. It certainly does. Loser says, I would say that Barry talked her into it. Yes. I'm sure she was mad at you for what you did to Stick, but Barry probably put her over the edge. Yeah. Barry, sure, but Barry didn't have the money. So yes, it came from other sources, absolutely. Girls? Yeah, of course it did. And we have an idea who, right? Yeah. We certainly do. No, Barry didn't have the money to do that, that's for sure. I just want a statement on here that basically says, I've been a long-time listener of Frank Battaglia, and I can state that I've never heard Mr. Battaglia ever talk in such a way regarding the allegations made against Mr. Battaglia on what was in that complaint. State it the way you want. I don't know who you are. You're probably going under a sock account name anyway. Don't know your real names. You're not going to get hurt in the process, but why not? Let's do it. The worst I'm going to do is a screenshot. No affidavits involved. Don't have to go to my lawyer's office. Nothing like that. It's just a consensus of opinion. Stefan says there should be some legal repercussions to her for filing a false claim against you. Well, who says there isn't? Who says there won't be? Someone's saying, why don't you offer... Someone said to me on YouTube, why don't you offer to, not take the $250,000 that Barry has to pay me for damages and make a deal with her? And I said, there's no fucking way I'm going to do that. That's like an admittance of guilt or something. I'm not going to... No. No way. No. There's no compromise at this point, apparently. She had an opportunity to compromise, but she didn't. But now, there's a possibility there could be legal avenues taken against her, is what she did. Now she's probably in a state of regret. Oh, and all her lovely videos lately. She's so happy. She's under a waterfall. It's going to swing, laughing, having a great time. It's funny how that happens with people who are horribly depressed because somebody did something unrighteous to them. I wish I was that happy. Out in the swing near a waterfall. Life's good. Life is good. Not a trouble in her life or a care. And it's the same person that wrote up a complaint saying that she's devastated, destroyed by me, never met her, afraid of me. For what? I'm going to beat up a woman? I'm not Barry. I'm not her boyfriend. What am I going to do to her? Legal? Possibly, yeah. She had no reason to fear me. That was all bullshit. And you all know that. And that's all I'm asking you. Give me a statement on here and how you feel about the situation. A few of you have. Open up. No legal responsibilities to this at all. None at all. Regent says, I've been following Frank for 3 to 4 years. I've witnessed the harassment for years from Shaw's fiancé, Barry Jordan, who has since been criminally charged for harassing and slandering Frank. That's the kind of stuff I want on here. Thank you. And Stefan says, there we go. Now you guys are perking. Region, now Stefan. Stefan says, I've seen the videos that Shaw has made towards you by calling you an old man, you have no life, that I hate Filipinos. She's the one harassing you, not the other way around. Thank you. That's exactly the stuff I want to hear on here. That you guys have seen this, you've heard this. Yeah, thank you. That's what I'm looking for. No legal obligations for any one of you folks. None. No, come to my lawyer's office and sign an affidavit. Nothing like that. No worries at all. Simple public statement saying you've been following us for years, like this gentleman just said. I've never heard Frank treat her that way. I never heard Frank say those words about her. And then it all really stems from revenge and having to do with satisfying her boyfriend because of a situation he put himself in. Yeah, she called me a lot of shit. I still have that video. I'll put it back on. Old man, is something wrong with me mentally, and a lot of different things she said in there. Well, immigration has that too. As I said, they're gonna make their decision sooner or later. I don't think it's gonna work out for her on this. And if it goes the opposite way, well, it's still not over. Because that's where me and my attorneys come in, and we carry this even further. Yeah, no worries. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I don't think that's going to happen, my friends. They're wishing that would happen, but that's more like wishful thinking. There's a lot of things they wish that happened to me the past 10 years, but it never happened. Right? What did they ever say that ever came through? 10 years. And the crow feathers was just flying. Leave the crows alone. They're becoming extinct. Leave them alone. You can only eat crow so much and you're going to choke on it, To keep the comments going, I like to have it all in one show here. So we got 24 people listening. Come on out. Come out wherever you are. Make a statement. Right here. No legal obligations. Probably not your real name either. I want to hear. And all I'm going to do is screenshot it. I'll tell you exactly. I'm just going to screenshot it. Regent says, I've witnessed Shaw's fiancé on a live stream on YouTube say that him and Richard Jarrett talked Shaw into making the complaint and financed it. Others have got involved and claimed to be sponsoring Shaw. Very good. This is what I mean. That's all I'm looking for. Loser says, it's amazing how she calls you a bad person, but yet Barry, her one and only love, is a known woman beater. This is the kind of stuff that I'm looking for. Thank you very much. And I do mean that. Thank you very much. This is what I'm looking for. Be honest. No legal ramifications to what you say. No legal involvement with any one of you folks. Guaranteed. There's absolutely none. None. Let's see. Just my opinion, but I don't believe the complaint would have been processed if it did without bribe. Let's see. I'll try to do two things at once here. Get it all out, boys, while I'm on here now. Yeah, I know, I'm a very bad person. Frankie the Kid. The guy with the proverbial black hat. A menace to society. Likely not, Okay, Regent says even further. Shaw's complaint is completely bogus. She claims to be depressed and scared, yet she is constantly going out, filming herself, having fun and traveling. Shaw has never met Frank in person. Exactly. Exactly. That's my point. And let's see. Just doing my screenshotting, if you don't mind. Thank you. That's what I'm doing. Just goes directly to the immigration. They're not going to call you in. They're not going to do anything like that. I'm screenshotting as I'm talking to you. That's what I'm doing right now. Let's see. That's what I'm doing right now. Okay, very good. Mama-san, Sir Frank, the girls, me never heard you say bad about her. We did see your video on your site, her insulting you. No respect for senior citizen. Yeah. Regent says, in fact, I've witnessed Shaw on a live stream invite Frank to her barong. Yes, I got that. But she was implying that he would be assaulted if he came. Beautiful stuff here. Beautiful stuff. You're all coming through for me, and I really appreciate that. Remember, as I said, there's no skin off your back for telling the truth. And I'm offering you a moment here to finally show some support. I understand you can never donate money for legal causes on here. Everybody has their own reason and rhyme why, but they just can't afford it, and we're not asking anyway. But we'll let that go. But I think when it comes to something as serious as this, you have to put yourself, and I'm going to repeat, you have to put yourself in that position and understand how you would feel. It's like, let's say you dated some chick, right? All you guys? And you treated her well, but let's say, as an example, she couldn't get her way for something, and she decided to say rape. That four-letter word, the power in that word. Oh, the power in that word. Your life is fucking screwed, pal. Because even if you prove that you didn't say rape a woman or something, still, it's going to leave a bad taste in your neighbor's mouth, your peers, your job. You could lose your job. Now do you understand how important this is and how wrong she is for doing this? That's why. My thumbs up have been increasing. Thank you. The only trauma Shaw ever experienced is from Barry. I never heard you call Shaw those words or threatened her. Sorry, I had to do a reconnect here. Screenshot. I'm at least telling you what I'm doing. Not hiding what I'm doing here. I wish some other people would kind of hone in on this that are in the sidelines out there, just being very quiet. As I said, you're not going to get in trouble for this. You're not going to be involved in any way. No prosecutor, anybody's going to call you up. Nothing like that. They're not going to ask you to go on the stand. They're not going to ask you to sign in the affidavit. You're free and clear, my friends. You're free and clear. No problemo. That's a promise. Yeah. That's right. The only trauma Shaw ever experienced is from Barry. I've never heard you call Shaw those words or threatened her in any way. There's going to be a big talk on Discord now. I know that. Discord is just clamoring. I don't know what this is about Discord. It's like they're all frantic on Discord. They're just all frantic. It's like a sewing circle on there. And boy, everything happens. That's like ground zero now. Discord is ground zero. There's a lot of talk on Discord. A whole lot of talk. But I'll tell you what, from what I understand, there's a lot of people on Discord that are actually supporting me. You'd be surprised. There really is. And from people what they're telling me, and I told you I don't go on Discord. But people are saying, yeah. Oh yeah, it's like she lied to her parents about how that he would do, yeah, about the marriage day, and no, I don't go on Discord. Seriously. Well, screenshot that too. Listen, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the dark. Get what's off your mind once and for all. But you have to be truthful. I don't want anybody to lie for me. I don't want that. Just the truth. You've had to listen to me for a long time. You know the story, what's been going on. You've heard her shows. You've heard what Barry's done. Just come to your own conclusion and give me that support. Give me that support. And we'll utilize it. We will utilize it. You'll be helping after all. You'll be helping the cause after all. No money involved, nothing like that. None. Don't have to worry. No legal donations. I'm not asking for that. Although some of you do have my Gcash. If you I still have to put it on. You see, that's how much I care. I can keep on putting the Gcash in the description. I just forget because it's been not really that important to me. I don't expect a lot of people to donate or anything like that. But I'll probably throw it on there after the show anyway, in a description box or something like that. You saw her last video, right? She's in that same area, and she's been spending a lot of time in Bareilly, Oh, she's on a swing. She's under the waterfall. Having a wonderful time. Lindol has a 5.2 tremor. Where's Lindol in Philippines? Lindol. Just came up on here. Yeah, I would send Gcash. I've never donated a peso to anyone. I'd buy you a coffee. Well, I'm not monetized. But, I'll put out the Gcash on it. You see, I told you, and nobody's ever been able to answer this question for me, and I've asked it before. Under normal conditions on my cell phone, there's always a box on there on my live streams where I could, put a link in there or say something. This box doesn't exist anymore. And, I'm not Mr. Technical, and I don't know what the hell the problem is, and I've asked my viewers before, or I'd put it out right now. Now, if you want to get your pens out right now, I could go ask Gilda, because I don't even know my own Gcash number. Maybe I should put it on the back of my phone. How many times do I have to ask her for my number on that? Every single time. Every single time. I know 0, 9, and 3, and I'll get the rest of the number. So if you guys want to grab a pen or pencil, I'll go track down the lovely Gilda. The very lovely Gilda. What a sweetheart. And you don't have to do this for me. Do it for her. Do it for the lovely Gilda, who's never harmed anybody in her life, that doesn't deserve this. Because, what somebody else does can affect her too. That's not fair. She's a sweetheart of the rodeo. You all know that. Gilda wouldn't harm a fly unless she, really had to. And she'd be pretty... I'll have the number again right now. So I'm going to give you time to grab your pen. Well, she's making her coffee water. That means she's going to be here. Where are you, Gilda? Oh, she's out in the back here. My allergy. I can always depend on that. Where are you, honey? I love you, honey. I'm a loser. Plus, Sean knew that girl stole the refrigerator for Barry from her boyfriend. That was at Virgie's house. She knew that was a stolen item, and she didn't do anything about it. Well, free is good, right? Free is good, very good. Thank the Lord, free is good. Right? Amen to that. She's going to complain about something free? Fuck, why? Okay. Got a big house here. I got to track her down. Where are you, Gilda? Are you in the bathroom? No, I think she's outside. Oh, there she is. Oh, the lovely. Oh, God, she's so lovely. Okay. Okay. Gilda! Hey, here you are. Oh, is that locked? Okay, I need your, hate to bother again. I'm gonna put this on the back of the phone. Okay, guys, grab your pens and paper. Our Gcash number, ladies and gentlemen, is 09
69
69
637
637
3217
3217. We're going to repeat that one more time, lovely Gilda. 09
69 32 Bipin.
You're forgetting now.
It's your numbers.
I don't remember it.
0969 369 3217.
All right, you guys got that? I'm assuming you did. Okay. Oh, here's a troll. Shirley Rodriguez. Frank, Lucky Kang. Look, if I can't read your language, and by the way, that's a troll. I've gotten stuff from this troll before, So bye-bye. I don't speak or read Tagalog or Visayan or whatever your language is. No offense. I'm not interpreting what you're saying, but I know you've made horrible comments before. So I can only assume that you're making more horrible comments, which is not welcome on my channel here. This is peace and love, my channel of peace and love. That's what it is. And truth amongst all is truth. Professor, I joined this Discord a few days ago. I only see 2 people that support Shar. Yeah, it's coming to that. People know the story. They know the story. Yeah, I need a course in Discord used to. I'm actually signed up for that one time. I didn't know what to do. It didn't show you like there's channels or I mean, I don't know. Very confusing. That's why I don't go on it, because I can't go on it. And you got to be invited into somebody's personal Discord too, my understanding. As better you don't even get involved in. But there's some people that are on there. And that's how I get a lot of information from people, actually. They may go into some assume names or whatever. And they're listening all the time. I get people that write me all the time. Like the person who sent me to Ricky's information there. That he was a bedpan cleaner. That was amusing. And I thank you for that. He could live that one down. No, he's not going to live that one down, just like when he planted his tongue down a ladyboy's throat and blamed it on a roofie. That was almost as bad as Fazio exposing himself on camera. He didn't know the camera was on, but didn't view the camera. He was standing up there naked with his little mushroom. The mushroom man. The mushroom man. Don't you know the mushroom man? That was rich. That was epic. Epic. It certainly was. There's certain things that you can't live down. Then they were showing pictures of me showing my ass. I was mooning people. I had no problem with that at all. Some thought it was embarrassing. I didn't. I thought it was fun. College kids used to do that all the time. They still do. Some girl that was buying a car and they moon her. They still do it. It was more of a big college prank. You remember streaking? All the college students. You know how people are, cattle. They're trendy, right? You figured that out, right? From my show. And everybody got into streaking. They even came out with a song. Call him the streaker. Amazing. I don't know what the purpose of that was. It was like a slap in the face to society. Was it showing your freedom? I don't know. Were they expressing something, But they did that to make a statement. The Philippines experience. No, that ain't Gary. Oh, I will get what's coming to me. Actually, I got 250,000 coming from Barry. Thank you very much. That's not Gary. No, that's not him. Bye-bye, troll. Yeah, I will get what's coming to me. Absolutely, you're right. 250,000 and seeing Barry in fucking Billabid. I got everything that was coming. Deservedly. Deservedly so. Justice, it's called. Real justice. Proper justice. Proper justice. Yeah, the video of me mooning. I was mooning Gary. In fact, the very guy that just put and I don't think it was him, that put a comment on there. I was mooning Gary, and it was on Ricky's show. It was epic. Classic, epic. It certainly was. Who would have the balls to do that? Me. Everything goes. I'm not afraid to say what's on my mind. That's for damn sure. I'm known for that. But get it all out. That's what I say. Get it all out. Get it all out. Why hold it in? You don't like somebody? Tell them why you don't like them. But give me a valid excuse. Who put the bee in your bonnet? Do tell. I'm just a regular guy. And I don't mean the show regular guy. You know, Babe Maroney shit and all that. Just a regular guy doing a regular show. But, you know, we talk about different things. Thumbs up, Professor. Thumbs up. 25 strong, 15 thumbs up. Damn, that's okay. I'll go with it. I'll go with it. Anyway, we did put out the Gcash earlier. You just have to go back and see what the number is. I don't have a box to put any links in here. I told you earlier. I don't know why. There's no sun up in the sky. Stormy weather. And there's a Professor. The bro. You remember on Seinfeld? Speaking of bro. When, what is it? It was George's parents, yeah. And this guy was into the textile industry or something, right? And he wanted to create a bra for men. Because some men had those saggy tits, like a few people we have on YouTube have these saggy women boobs, man boobs. So he came up with this bra. It was going to be revolutionary. So, which is a great idea. Man or not, if you got fucking tits, you got tits, all right? And maybe they need some support too. Even men. Kevin could use a bra, that's for damn sure. Ricky could use a bra. I can name a number of people who use a bra. But then his wife walks in. He's like dancing around with, who was in the room at the time? Dancing around with his bra on. Celebrating that he came up with this great invention. He's going to market it. And his wife comes in. And you know, his wife, very boisterous, and was beginning to wonder about him. Why is my husband wearing a bra? That was a classic scene too. Pinoy Troll. Oh, no, I don't even think that's him. You still alive, Pinoy? I see you're still doing hate. No, that's not hate. We're talking facts, son. I'll read it. I was doing hate all the time. You need to get out of the Philippines if you hate the people. I don't hate the people here. Where did I come in with that? I don't hate the people. I love Filipinos. All you do is spread hate with everyone, and soon you'll have to face it. Hey, I'll face everything that comes my way, my son. With vengeance. You want to see vengeance? Tooth and nail. I'm the right person. But that's not Pinoy Troll either. He hasn't been on forever. I don't think that's him. I don't think so. That's a troll. Oh, that is a troll. That is a troll. That was a troll after. Yep, that was. Yes, Professor, I saw that too. I hit on the icon. Yeah, that's a troll. The thing with the people, they can't really back up these statements. They make a lot of statements about me. If that was all true that they talked about me, I would be the most vicious person on the planet Earth. 5 or 8 billion people or something. They would do a movie of the week on me. They would, I don't know. I'd be making a lot of money for something. My show would be so popular, I'd have 1 million subs, and I'd be making a lot of money. Your last comment, region? Oh, okay, there it is. Oh, got it. Okay, let's see. Frank is a family man. Hit that button. Sorry about that. Here we go. Frank is a family man committed to his partner and kids for 9 years. Over now. It will be a huge injustice if this falsified complaint of Shaw is taken seriously and breaks up his family. There we go. I couldn't put it better myself. Don't worry, nobody's breaking up my family, man. Certainly not if I... Come on, hit the damn... There we go. Got it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, it showed. I just read. I just did a screenshot of it. Thank you very much. Hey, keep up the comments, folks. Keep up the comments. If you want the Gcash number, scroll back. I'll keep this on today. Guarantee I'll keep this on today. I'll try to include it in my description box, too. I see there's going to be a lot more mitigation coming up. I feel it in my bones. We got rid of Barry. Now we're going to attack this next situation here. And we're going to put it to rest once and for all. No matter what it takes. Only we'll do things legally. No payoffs to nobody. Nothing like that. Nothing under the table. And do it the right way, which is how I've been doing this whole thing so far. And always will. Do it the right way. Do the right thing. That's what it's all about. So, I know, I can imagine they're going crazy on Discord in regards to her. These people all know that as well. For everyone from Aloe all the way down, they all know the score on this. They know why she did it and what was involved, and they know who was behind all the financing and all that stuff. Yeah. And the enticement, the coercing, all that stuff. People know. They know it very well. But like I said, you have to put yourself in my position, is the best thing I could tell you, to understand the gravity, excuse me, understand the gravity of the situation here. Just put yourself in my shoes. You wouldn't want that to happen to you. I know you wouldn't. I don't care who you are. You know you wouldn't. And you know, what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. And sometimes people need to speak out, even if it means just you guys. Sometimes you have to speak out and say, you know what, man? Enough is enough. This is bullshit. And nobody should do anything like that. I don't care what the hell you think of somebody. You don't do that to somebody. And what Barry did, you don't do that with anybody, too. You can't get any more wrong than that. That's just wrong. It's not right. And the other thing is, too, like I say all the time, and I do, you know, Gilda has to take the brunt of this, too. It very much involves her. These people talked about her, too, but it does very much involve her. That people have to go as far as hurting her by trying to do something as horrible and devious as they're doing right now, of making a fucking complaint. I mean, seriously? How fucking mean and cruel can people be? Well, we're seeing it, man. We're seeing it. That's why I tell people I want to do a YouTube show. Don't even bother. Don't even bother. No matter how good your show is or content, there's always going to be somebody out there that don't agree. That are jealous if you have any success or you're making a lot of money on your show. You know, whatever the situation might apply to you, that might be a very positive thing. There's always going to be some heckler out there. There's always going to be somebody here trying to throw a wrench in somebody's life. Or just absolute, complete jealousy. And we see it every fucking day. Every fucking day we see it or hear it. Professor says Shaw was complicit in calling Frank Battaglia slanderous names. She was right there on video cheering him many times. Okay? Got that one too, bro? Thank you very much. Okay, I did it again. Had a slight disconnect on here. Okay, does anybody else want to add anything while I'm at it? And while I'm broadcasting right now, if anybody want to add anything, please do. Now's the time to do it before I end this broadcast for this morning. Anything at all. Just put it out there for everyone to see. We're not going to take this stream down. No, sir, we're not going to take this stream down. It just stays on here. It will stay on here. This is one I'm not going to delete or put on private. We'll definitely keep it up. So yeah, she was complicit, of course, you know. But, you know, she's paying a price for it. If you think about it, she's paying a price for it right now, isn't she? As a result of her boyfriend's actions, you know, any potential relationship is not there anymore. It's broken up. There's no choice. He's not going to get out of jail anytime soon. And look how many years it's been now. He's been incarcerated. And he's going to be deported no matter what happens. He's going to be deported. We already know that. And he ain't going to be able to come into this country ever again. Ever again. So where's the relationship going to be? Pen pals? Going to be a pen pal relationship? That don't work. She's getting older, man. She's getting older. She needs to have a special person in her life. That makes sense. And in terminology of Filipinos, I mean, they're really big about their age. You know, they don't think they're young even when they are. And when this girl's like 40 plus years old, she thinks she's old as the hills. I don't see her being old as the hills. No. But the way Filipinos think, though, they think that's old. It means like maybe they're in fear they can't get another man. It's too late, especially for foreign, because foreigners want all the young stuff, the really young stuff. You know, the ones that are still prepubescent. Seriously. Prepubescent. Don't even have any fucking vaginal hair. And they're going after you. And I know people who are doing it. I certainly do. I certainly do. I certainly do. A lot of crazy shit going out there that some of you people are just not aware of, man. But some of us are. Some of us are. They're lucky enough to get this information. Some well-known YouTubers out there involved in some pretty notorious shit. And they want to point the finger, oh yeah, you're the most hateful person on YouTube. No, not on, according to your comments, folks. These hateful people that are making these comments, what they're saying is extraordinarily hateful. I mean, don't you think? Man, I've heard the hate, seen the hate, experienced all the hate on here. And not just for me, but against each other on there. These people are just going at it. They don't like something about somebody, man. And they just go after them. There's always an element of green-eyed monsters, jealousy. But I always say you don't have to be jealous of somebody. Just change your life a little bit. Stop, paying for your dates. Try to find somebody, ground your life. Stop acting like an asshole when you're a grown-ass man. Spend your time with your loved ones. Instead of creating channels about people and actually itemizing everything they say, part one, part two, itemizing. Actually, I mean, the copycat channel, he itemizes now. How sick is that? Okay, I read that comment. Okay, let's see. Well, I'm going to have a purpose for that Gcash. So if you wrote it down, if not, I'll try to put that in the description. And Jesus Christ, I'm going to put a piece of tape on the back of my phone, so I don't have to keep on asking my girlfriend all the time, what's the number? What's the Gcash number? And if you guys want to donate, well, I could spend that on donuts. I guess you see that's appreciation money for my show. I can utilize that for future legal expenses. I put enough out of my pocket. I have. It's time for the boys in the band, to help out a little bit here. Take a little bit of that burden off my shoulders. And you've done a bang-up job so far. Fantastic as far as your support. I appreciate that. Don't let it stop right there. Your donation or not is not gonna. I'm not gonna break the bank. But every little bit helps on here. Because I really don't feel like going in my pocket all the time on this legal shit. I think if you support me and support the cause, a little, Big Kevin has no embarrassment about it at all. Let's hear a little jingle, he says. Let's hear a little bit of jingle. For the man that was carrying the weight of a whole nother large man on his body for how many years? Chasing his fucking tail. Like a lot of these people chasing their tail. Hey man, I'm settled down. I'm happy. Fantastic. Appreciate that. Be happy for me. Don't worry. Be happy. And I hated that song, by the way. I think he died. In fact, I don't know how true this is. I think he committed suicide. And correct me if I'm wrong. The guy who sung that song, Don't Worry, Be Happy, I think he committed suicide. At least that's what I heard. It may not be true. I heard somewhere he committed suicide or something. The guy who had his one-hit wonder, Don't Worry, Be Happy. Isn't that ironic? If that's true. Okay, we're gonna call it a day here. Okay, I haven't even showered yet. Thank you very much. I haven't even showered yet. Oh, you should have seen me last night. I'm sitting on my chair. It didn't stop me from exercising, man. I worked on legs. I had the small weights, not the 20-pound, which is small but very effective. I had these more like 8-pound weights or something. I was doing all kinds of exercises with that while I was sitting down. Even when I'm sitting down watching TV, I'm doing something. And that's the way it should be, especially as you get old. But you don't have to get, be more advanced on your age to do that. Do that at any age. But I really get a kick out of people, getting my 20,000 steps in today. And then they go settle in a restaurant and stuff their mouth, stuff their face. That's rich. You could, but, I'm not. See them when they eat, and look at Riggy. Oh my God. He wants to lose weight. He wants to lose weight. He's doing a damn good job of it. His burritos and everything else he's eating. It's just amazing, man. These people really exist. They're real. This is not some fiction stories that we give out on here. This is the real shit. Nobody's real on here, really. But what they display is real. And the hypocrisy that goes along with their YouTube shows, where they're making fun of somebody else or attacking somebody else, maybe for the very thing that they do. So don't worry. Be happy. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people out there that I just don't think they're going to get their wish. And what if that happens? What if that happens? It doesn't go your way. I got to get out the crow again? It's getting kind of tiresome, guys. Leave the fucking crow alone. As I said, they're becoming extinct because of YouTube. How many dishes do I got to serve? But I know they're wishing, they're hoping, they're praying. And as I said, there was this so-called petition, and somebody sent me, actually got it off Discord, of whose petition was it? Yeah, it was a petition. And yeah, it did names of some of the trolls on there. Then those these made-up names, Dead Al, and sometimes they would repeat their names. There's supposed to be 29 people on the petition, and some of their names were repeated 3 times. Some of the names were made up, completely phony names. Didn't give their real name, gave some kind of handle of some sort, which was a ridiculous handle or something that, the immigration could see. This is all bullshit. So they got this petition, 29 signatures on it. I might have showed you before. I'll have to show you it again sometime. I still have a copy of that. It's funnier than shit. And yeah, the immigration was going to really take that seriously too. Right. Right. All smoke and mirrors, my friend. And everybody's got a copy of the resolution except me and my lawyer. Yes, that's amazing. How does that work? So people got kind of a special privilege. And the only person that's going to put it out is going to be the person who put the complaint. And she wouldn't have any right doing that anyway, even if there was an actual resolution. She would have no legal right to put that and broadcast it on public media. And anything that was put on there was simply a copy of her original complaint. That's all it was. There was no resolution. And what Jay did, very illegal. Who? That was really illegal. That was completely fraudulent what he did. He's worried about that because he knows we have a copy of that. He's worried. He's in my sites, and he knows that. He knows he's in my sites, and my lawyer's sites too, amongst others. I don't fuck around on here. I ain't got time to fuck around. I'm not getting any younger. Your last comment, everybody said that. Okay, I do got to go, but you're welcome to send me emails at frankenhawaii54@yahoo.com. You're more than welcome to do that. And support the cause. No, we're not e-begging on here. I'm just saying, even if it has nothing to do with the legalities of what's going on, it's kind of like a buy me a cup of tea. That's all it is. You appreciate my show? I'm not gonna monetize. I'm not gonna do that. The only thing I'm gonna offer is Gcash. I'm not gonna put up a PayPal account or any other platform, payment platform. That's it. You're already getting, Professor says you're already getting bullied on Discord for supporting you. Good. Keep up the good work, man. Keep up the good work. They hate that. And you realize they're going under false names and too on Discord too. I mean, it's all sock accounts. All sock accounts. But yeah, that information does get to me though, because people do write me. They're not always bad things either. I got people writing me that are in support, that are giving me some very critical information, which I will not share with you, but I have all that copied. Got to get the HP working today and start making some copies of these statements you guys have been making in my support. No. No, what's today's? Tuesday? No. Tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. That'll be tomorrow. I'm going to tell you something too. You're trying to find a deal to stay in I'm not going to give you all the name of these places, but there are some good deals out there. You get a good, clean condo unit, all the amenities, a large refrigerator, king-size bed, really nice. nice furnishings. And because there was a guy who put a YouTube show on, and you wouldn't know this guy, but he went and spent 2,500 pesos for basically a Cuba, really. It wasn't much of a place. Horrible beach, littered with garbage. All the area was littered with garbage. Roosters, dogs barking, the whole bit. He said, what did you pay 2,500 for that? Well, he goes, I didn't know. But there are some condos you can get in Cebu that are really deluxe. They're really good condos. The last one I've been in, not a cockroach, nothing. Modern. There's all this lacquered furniture in there. Like a California king-size bed. Comfortable. Nice little knickknacks around. The eating table was just a piece of shit, but, the sofa was pretty good. Good size refrigerator, microwave, the whole bit. Clean for about, 1,800. And I see people renting these dives for 2,500 a night. Say, man, you ain't spending no time looking around. Apparently not. You have 17 thumbs up. You have supporters. Professor says, I don't want to say any names. Well, I don't have to. Professor says, I'm used to racism. You say, bro, are you African American or something? Do tell. We're all used to racism. Even white people, there are racist comments about white people too. You think we're left out of this? We're called honkies, white bread, all kinds of shit. You don't think that's racist? We're called crackers. Not very good names. I mean, not original enough. The fuck is a cracker? I don't know. I can say a lot to that, but I'll spare you. I'll spare you. How lame these comments could be, These racist comments that go toward white folk too. All the time, but that's okay. They can do that. But if you say something about their race, well, you're in big trouble. Don't blink your eye the wrong way. Your ancestors were Jamaican Indian, okay? I guess you're a Bob Marley fan, huh? I never really got into Bob Marley. I must be weird, huh? Bob Marley was not my favorite. I never listened to his music. Of course, living in Hawaii, that's all you heard was Bob Marley. Because we had a local influx of mainlanders, kind of modern day quasi hippies that live, especially on a big island. They live all over, but you see them on a big island where I lived. And you see at these little hidden beaches over there playing the drums, trying to act like native Filipinos and native Hawaiians, excuse me. And the talk and the pigeon, I mean, it was just hilarious. But they were like into being Rastafarians. They all want to be Rastafarians. I couldn't handle it. I mean, that alone would have just had me move out of Hawaii. That alone. All these white boys trying to be Rastafarians. If you're black, you had to be a Rastafarian on a big island. Because they normally didn't accept, I told you how really racist it. They did not accept, really, in a big way, African American folks. They didn't. They just didn't. But if you acted Rastafarian, you even put on a Jamaican accent. And I know one guy that did that. He didn't come from Jamaica, had no connection to Jamaica at all. He put on a Jamaican accent. And they dress like a Rastafarian and all that, and listen to Bob Marley all the time. And it was to fit in. It was to fit in because there was a big Rastafarian crowd, especially in an area called Pahoa, P-A-H-O-A. All Rastafarians, trying to live off other people's fruit that they'd steal, come here with no fucking jobs and get all government help and welfare and food stamps and have babies so you can get more money. All the Rastafarian chicks, you got to see how many came there. They go from guy to guy to guy and have babies. And the more babies they have, the more the welfare helps them out financially and the more food stamps they had. And then they would sell their food stamps, to buy some pot money or something or whatever. Oh, God. I mean, I've seen it all on a bigger. Believe me, I have. I've seen it all.
I experienced what it was like living in Hawaii, and it's nothing like any of you people really know, unless you've lived on a big island, especially the big island. You really know how people live. You really know the local attitudes. Drugs was so much a part of the society in Hawaii. It was like another Seattle all over again. People stoned out of their fucking minds. If you didn't smoke pot, you just didn't fit in. So I guess I didn't fit in because I didn't like smoking pot. I've tried it, of course. Of course. I've had a few doobies in my life, but nah, it was not something I was into at all. Yeah, it's effing Howley. You weren't just a Howley, you were an effing Howley. Regent says Jay Stillman would be discriminated on Hawaii for being a black albino abo. Yes, I heard them saying effing Howley all the time. If you hear him saying that, run. I didn't run from that. But I only had really big one run-in with some guy who wasn't even really Hawaiian. They were born here. The people that are born in Hawaii, they think they're Hawaiians. I mean, you can say I was born here, so I'm technically, it's not a country, it's a state. You're an American, you know. But, you know, I had a girl I used to rent to, my brother's old place. Her father was this Portuguese guy. He might have had a little bit of Hawaiian, but mostly Portuguese. Bald head, tattoos, the whole fucking bit. His daughter owed me money because she wrecked the place before she moved. Gee, that happens a lot with my place. Remember my other tenants? And she expected her deposit back. It was $300. And I wasn't planning to give her it back. So 3 days later, I don't hear nothing, but, you know, her father calls me on the phone. Hey, brah, you need to give my daughter her deposit back, brah. I said, well, your daughter left the place like trash. In fact, the folding doors to the closet was off the track. I had to clean up in there with the vacuum. She didn't clean up. And she was in the room with him at the time. Did you break the door? Did you break the door in there? She said, yeah. Hey, so I'm going to come by, bruh. 6 o'clock in the morning. You have to have my daughter's money. You don't want to fuck with me. That's exactly what he said. Well, I talked it over with my brother. And he said, Frank, they're too connected. Give the daughter back her money. You got rid of her. Give her the lousy $300. It ain't going to break you. He came in front of my house and he had a big ass truck with a big motor in it. Vroom, 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 to get my attention to come out. And I come to the gate. That's why I fucking hated Hawaii after a while. It wasn't the state. It was beautiful. God, I was so, excuse the word, blessed to have lived there in the most beautiful place in the world, Hawaii. Beautiful. I felt so fortunate. And to own a home out there, too. I was. But it was the people. It was even the foreigners that lived out. Not foreigners. That, you know, they looked at us as foreigners. It was the mainlanders that had the attitude. Because a lot of them were pot growers. They didn't want to associate with any kind of like here, like, you know, there's some foreigners don't want to bother with other expats, you know, because it's too much fucking trouble. That's the way it was out there. But they figured that, you know, you're outnumbered. You're just a fucking Howley out here. Brah, you don't want to fuck with me, brah. You don't want to fuck with me, brah. Give my daughter her money. I'll be here 6 o'clock in the morning. But all was cool when I gave in and gave the money. It wasn't worth the hassle. Believe me, it wasn't. And me and my brother seen this guy later on. He was friendly and all happy and everything, no problem. But, you know, he's a father sticking up for his daughter. It was the attitude out there. It was the attitude that sucked in Hawaii. They had a really bad attitude toward mainlanders. Okay, said enough. That was a little addendum to my show there. We had to talk about Hawaii. But yeah, their attitude was And I lived in the middle of all that shit. Guerrilla growers, who shoot you. They'll even shoot at DEA helicopters. I'm not kidding. I used to see, right in my area where I lived, 2 helicopters coming, DEA, when they had the funding for it. And there'd be one helicopter to be the police that were going to DEA that were going to slide down a rope, go on the land, grab arms full of marijuana and bring it up. Or they'd spray this black poison on it so they didn't have to carry it and they wouldn't be able to use it. And in the yellow helicopter, they were riding gunship. Because if anybody tried to fire on the helicopters, she had one helicopter with the DAA just to get the material, to get the pot. And the other one, you could see their gun. They were that low. I wish I had the videos of that. I used to, on my old computer. You hear them right ahead, coming over my place to the next block. And they're climbing down these ropes, Other guy, you could see his guns. Right off the side of the helicopter. You see the guy with the fucking guns, big guns. I witnessed all this stuff. It was crazy. It was crazy. All right, guys, don't be a stranger.
Ricky Drama would like to say good luck to our President Donald John Trump, the 47th United States President of America. Loser. God save America. God bless Donald John Trump. From Sick Grandpa, I just got a donation, $1,000 here in Bangkok. It's so beautiful. What are you losers doing there in Dumaguete?
Well. Told you it all comes out in the wash. Oh, my God. Well, you know how Dawn's always talking about Frank had bankruptcies. Well, apparently so did he. I know. Their shit doesn't stink until you do the research. And then it stinks like holy fucking hell. Okay. If you have to do this. Well, this is one on Ricky. Okay, this one on the Rickster. Nurse's aid on Ricky. I don't make this shit up. Okay. Anyway, I thought I could have this on the screen. Apparently not. Well, as research was done here, it turns out that old Donny boy, he had a bankruptcy with his wife. I think she's deceased. Bless her soul. He's no big successful businessman, but he has owned properties. And they weren't really high value properties either. But we'll give him that credit. Indiana. But it turns out that Mr. Perfect, oh, and there's something else too. Mr. Perfect had a bankruptcy. He had a bankruptcy when he was married to Melissa. Didn't you? Yeah. And guess where his most current work is? And you're going to think I'm shitting on this, right? He's picking up shit from the elephant center in Thailand. He's a volunteer, which means he has to pick up elephant shit. I'm killing it, is Ricky. I'm killing it. See what I mean, man? Look, I don't mean to do this shit, man. I'm just telling you that, it's about time that the Viper strikes back, Just trying to talk all this shit about me, but God, look at their backgrounds. I got a lot more on Don. Oh my God, I got pages. Oh, holy, every job he's fucking had or any entitlement, any title that he had, properties he owned. And why do I do this? The same reason they do that shit to me. It's a little something in their back pocket, you know what I mean? It's funny how these people, they critique me all the time, but my God, there's so much information on these people. Oh my God. I didn't even look this shit up, man. People sending me this shit. It's all over Discord. It's all over Discord about Don. So go to Discord, you'll find something. I told you, I don't go to, I got my people. My people. They send me this shit all the time. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything. Right, Philippines. It all comes out in the wash, doesn't it? Ain't that something? Ain't that something, Barney? Yeah. And actually, the guy is, I think he did some inherited property. I think he did okay. That's where his, I think his last sale was $582,000. I don't know what he owed on a place, but he had 582,000 a sale. So that's kind of what he came to. He came to Thailand with. That's what's kind of sustaining him, because from what I can see, and what was sent to me is that if anything, he's doing volunteer work. And the last thing listed, his volunteer job was at a Thailand zoo in the elephant center. So if you're a volunteer in a Thailand zoo, you're picking up shit. Oh, wait a minute. He's making fun of me saying I was picking up condoms in the park. Then we find out that Ricky was fucking cleaning bedpans. Then we find out that Don was cleaning elephant shit. Oh man, does it get any better than this? And I don't even try. I'm not even looking. I'm not even looking. I'm not even looking. I'm not even looking. People send this shit to me. They, I'm telling you, they send this shit to me. I'm not looking no information up on the dude. I'm not looking up anything. I'm just a messenger, you know. All the shit we got on these people, the ones that are always attacking me all the time, and others, look at their background. He's had a lot of businesses that didn't work. He was in digital sales, but that was a long time ago. There's always some other partner and some didn't work out or something. I don't know. Does he have any money? I think he does. I mean, he's made some sales on some houses, but I think that's the majority of his money. Well, hey, look, it don't matter, you know. Did he earn it? Probably did, yeah. Nothing wrong with selling property. Nothing wrong with that at all. I sold a couple, but I'm not seeing that as such an impressive background that he tries to portray on here. I just really don't see that. I mean, look, the guy's got to do something with his time. I mean, that's why he spends so much time on me, because I don't think he's in doing business anymore. He's just picking up other people's business or other animals' business, like in the elephant center, Don. The elephant center. Hey, look, don't jump on me for this, Don. No. This shit was just sent to me, man. I wasn't doing no research on you at all. I've never done research on you. Never bothered. I got these good people out there. They're always sending me information, just floating around in the wash. So slow down, buckaroos, with your attacking of me, because I'm telling you, man, I'm a release all info person, man. I don't have to do nothing legal. I don't have to do anything physical. Just release the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Don doesn't look tech savvy to me. I don't know. He looks nerdy, so yeah, techie, nerdy. Yeah, Vicky had to clean asses too. Yes. That's part of a nurse's aide job. You got that right. Don't leave all the good stuff out. You got that right. He had to clean ass. He had to do ass wipe cleaning. So that's what I mean. But I told you. Look, have I ever been wrong? When? You know, I told you. Everybody's got a skeleton. Don was harping off. Oh yeah, Frank had bankruptcies. Well, Don, it was discharged. You had bankruptcy. You had a bankruptcy. I know you're gonna talk that way. Well, actually, this is the way it really happened, and Frank's full of shit and all that. Well, hey, I don't know. Look. I was just sent this information. That's all. I'm just a messenger. Go after whoever it is on Discord that's putting this information up. It was real. It was real. It was real. Jesus Christ, does this guy have some phone numbers, man? God, did he have some phone numbers? Jeez Louise, what did he move around a lot? I don't know. He had some phone numbers, Jack. Yeah, Richard Jarrett. Yeah, there you go. Yep. Richard Sponge Bat Jarrett. Oh, God, that's going to get around. Don C. has some skeletons along with Brevis. Oh, indeed. I got this full fucking report here, but I'm not going to release it all. I'm just giving you the highlights, just a teaser. I got some good stuff here, but the best thing yet, though, current as of 2025. I can tell you that, definitely. He's a volunteer at the Elephant Center in a Thailand zoo. And if you're a volunteer, it's a good chance that your job is going to be cleaning up that elephant shit. Imagine that. Dawn. I don't know what's worse, picking up condoms or elephant shit. Funny how they all deny solid proof. I know. Here we go again with the. I thought Don's one was on the screen, but I'm wrong. And there's Ricky's thing, and it just ain't lying. It says right there, nurse's aide. Gives his address in Colorado at the time. There you go. I'm not making this up. Am I? Does it look like something I could make up? There you go. There you go. Which one is this now? I got something here. Oh, this is a paperwork. No, we don't want to put illegal paperwork up here. Oh my God. Cleans asses. Yes. Yes. I guess Ricky's got a couple of toy names now. Yeah, he had various jobs. Actually, I think his parents had some money. I know a lot about Indiana, and my brother's wife and I met the parents, and they owned a lot of land, and they would hold on to the land for its value, but they were smart people. They would sharecrop. They would let people work the land, and at the harvest time, they would collect all that money. They had a lot of land, especially my brother's wife's mother. Actually, had more money than the father. Oh my God, they had money on that side of the family. People in Indiana are very industrious, though. They are very industrious. I don't know about the people in Indianapolis, but I'm familiar with Fortville and Wilkinson. These are small towns, but um, a lot of people own a lot of land in Indiana and homes, and they sell them. And I've seen some of the homes, at least the listing prices and shit. Some homes he didn't get maybe 200,000 for at best or something. What his investment was, I don't know. He had some partners in some businesses. It doesn't seem that they all worked out, but he definitely. I think his wife is deceased. I don't know if he killed her or what the hell he did. Uh, but God bless her soul. God rest her soul. But he had a bankruptcy. They were divorced, and he's the one that's talking about me. Frank had bankruptcies. I sure did, brother. I sure did. But then I bounced on my feet, brother. And I bought a house in Seattle. I went on from there. Owned that house. Yeah, I did. I did. Owned a house in Hawaii. Yeah, own a house here. And I do own it. As long as I'm alive, I'm ownership of this house. Part ownership of this house. I'm on the title, everything on here. Until the day I die, it becomes fully hers. It just means I can't sell it on my own. I'm on the tax declaration form, everything. Everything. Got a lease, everything. Everything. I'd own some land out here that I made a profit on. So I had bankruptcies. Yes, I did. Okay. I was very vulnerable at the moment. I wasn't careful about what I was doing. And it's the American right to do so, right? Right, Don? You did. You had American right to do it. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right, Don? And that's what you had to do, right? I don't hold that against you, man. I'm just saying, stop talking about me to all these falls. Oh, Frank had bankruptcy, blah, blah, blah. When you had a bankruptcy, dude, you had a bankruptcy. You had a bankruptcy. What's that? No, I think Dawn is, yeah, 71, I think. Yeah, so we're about the same age, but who looks better? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Who looks better? I look better. God, I mean, look, if I were him, I'd lose the beard. He'd look a little bit younger. He'd get some of that fine, fine stuff, just for men. Unless he wants to look distinguished, but personally, I think he looks extinguished. My opinion, extinguished. Here we go, Donnie. Here we go. This is for you. Ladies and gentlemen, just for men, get that gray out. Look your old self again. Just for men. 100% gray coverage, 100% easy. Instantly eliminates gray. Shades calibrated to match your original color. There's my original color. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Just for men. There's a shampoo in color to have all that harmful shit that the women put in their hair. This is just for men. Yeah. I know you hear Gilda sometimes in the background, but you don't hear Don's wife in the background. Where is she? She's even still there? Or did he have to put her to work or something? Because things ain't going too well. Bankruptcies, all that shit. I think the guy may have to work. Well, it's a volunteer. Well, he doesn't need money. Don's got money. Yeah, no, he's got money. I'm never going to say that Don has no money. Oh, absolutely. Don has money. He made some house sales and stuff. I've seen the sheets. Yeah. But all the money he made, what is he doing spending all of his time with the kind of money he has from all these house sales and businesses, right? What the fuck is he doing? Hanging in there on my every fucking word and getting on people's live streams. And the first thing he does, he doesn't even say hello on Kevin's show, anybody. He doesn't even say hello. The first thing he jumps into is Frank this, Frank that, Frank this. Get a life, Donny. Donny, 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 get a life. There they go. There's the alarm. Alarm's going off for you, Donny. You ain't got many years left. Get a life. Forget about Frank. Forget about being obsessed with good old Kuya Frank. Forget about it. Move on. Love your woman. If your woman's so special, put her on camera. Say, hey, folks. Hey, by the way, this is my wife. Good to meet you, folks. Put her on camera. What are you afraid of? My girlfriend ain't part of my show. Occasionally you do see her on camera, family outing or whatever it is, family gathering. She might say something in the background. No, she's not part of my YouTube show, but I acknowledge her because she's special enough to acknowledge. I'm not going to hide her. I have nothing to hide. I have absolutely nothing to hide with her. Yeah. Oh, Pennywise, greetings and salutations. Did you know that Don C volunteers at the Elephant House in Thailand and he picks up elephant poop? Yeah. And he had a bankruptcy. You remember how he's hounding on me all the time? Yeah, and Frank had. Oh, he has a higher. Well, Frank had bankruptcies, and his voice don't even match the face. He's got such a high voice. Maybe he lost his nuts. Besides being nuts, maybe he lost his nuts. Talk about a testosterone dive. Going deeper, dive, 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 aroo, aroo, dive, dive. Not that I know of reason. No, but somebody sent me. No, I wasn't looking for this, by the way. Somebody sent me on an email. I won't say it was somebody sent me on an email a whole background information on Don C. Some of it's kind of interesting, but Don C had a bankruptcy. Yeah, he did. But Don, you got on your feet, right, Don? I mean, that's my point, Don. Yeah, I had bankruptcies. Yeah, I did. But boots down, boots on the ground. I even worked at the parks department, like volunteering at the elephant house in Thailand, the elephant at the zoo. Do your part, right? Right, Don? You got on your feet, right, Don? Mostly. See, Don got most of his money from properties, and usually it's a family thing because some properties are passed on. Some properties are, you got a little money, you go buy a property and you try to flip it, and he's done like some property flipping and stuff like that. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing. Don't jump on him for that. No, Don has some money, but the sad thing about people who have money is that they're sitting there. Bells ring a dinging when Frank puts his show on. He's not making love to his woman. He's not spending time with her. He's waiting for Frank to put his show on so he can talk about it in a comment section of somebody's live stream, or get on their live stream. And the first thing he talks about is Frank, Frank, Frank. Dude, dude, come on, man. Man, I at least talk about other topics too. Not the first thing that happens on the live stream. Well, I heard that Frank is, and right away, because he wants to get Big Kevin going. He wants the topic matter to fall on me. What does Don usually have to talk about anyway on he didn't really, promote his own channel or nothing really. Uh-oh, 2% power. Okay, we're gonna have to go here, but I hope you enjoyed the information. Yeah, Elephant Sanctuary Poop Picker. There we go. There we go. There we go. I don't know, what is he not telling you? Well, the bankruptcy for one of them, and he was making fun of me tonight of bankruptcy. Hey, it's a U.S. citizen right to regroup. He did. That's what he did when he got divorced. Whatever. She probably took him for every fucking thing. He had to get a bankruptcy. Everybody has a skeleton in their closet, and I proved it yet again. Ricky as a oh my god, a nurse's aide cleaning shitty asses, putting catheters in guys' penises, cleaning the shit bowls. Oh my god. Please. And they talk about me. And they talk about me. Enough said. Enough said. Hope you enjoy.
Clowns that show off your girls every chance you get. Aren't you the clown, Gio, that sat there in that apartment up in Valencia and paraded your girl all over the place at the swimming pool day after day after day, bro? I mean, these guys, they're full of shit. Gio the Philippines, Paul Asian Adventures, full of shit, full of lies, and most of all,
Ladies and gentlemen, I got a boo-boo. I got a boo-boo. Got a boo-boo. Oh, about an hour ago, got a boo-boo. Got a boo-boo. Boo-boo, boo-boo, boo-boo. Got a boo-boo. No Fazio thing here. No. Got a boo-boo. Actually, what happened was I went to check on my gas supply. So we're gonna have a full-out blackout here on Thursday, and there's a big, heavy piece of tile in the front of the caging where I keep the gasoline, and the heavy piece of tile, ceramic tile, kind of fell over and slid down my leg, and it was bleeding. It was bleeding. Yeah, I got a boo-boo. And Nurse Gilda came to my assistance here. Oh yeah, nothing terrible. Don't be cheering. Nothing too terrible. Anyway, and I think we're gonna just finish. I think we're just gonna finish off on this skeletons in the closet shit. You know, yeah, somebody, and I already knew this. The person who emailed me, Popeye's background and wife's name, all this other shit, address. I got all that crap, and the notation that he was a park attendant. Now you remember all this stuff that Popeye was making fun of me because I was a park attendant basically for a city, not a county. He worked for the county, and Popeye daughter was really low class, and see, it all comes to fruition. And lo and behold, at the time, I found out that, yeah, Popeye actually did work for a parks department, after all. And this is the guy that was making fun of everything about me. And then there's Ricky, the five-star life. And let's go through the list. I mean, it gets good. And, of course, we find out that Ricky was changing bedpans. He was a nurse's aide. All the things we found out, all the shit about Jay, his background, and not being responsible for children he has in the Philippines, and all his losses on Bitcoin, and how he treats women, and all. I mean, every one of these characters. Obviously, Barry got his, and exposing Barry's girlfriend for the really horrible shit that she did by putting the report on me. We know other characters on here in their relationships. Shall I said very kindly, they have extended relationships in the same family and have children from another woman, and they all sleep together in the same bed. I mean, this is the shit that the very people put against me. I'm so happy to report this stuff because, these are the very people that try to find wrong about me. These are very people. And I just, expose them for who they really are. They do the same all the time. They try to, but see, I could validate the shit that I say. I could validate it. Okay, then we even find out that Don C, the perfect Don C, he had a bankruptcy, but he was getting on my ass because I had a bankruptcy. And it turns out, or a couple, whatever. What if I had 10 or 20? Well, I got on my feet, right? Obviously. And Don C, Mr. Perfect, with the yellow teeth, who has all this money but can't afford to have his teeth lightened or brushed or something, had a bankruptcy. He filed the chapter and all that, and he got his bankruptcy. Don C., Don Crawford. These are all the same people. The same people. The same people that toss their mud pies at me as if their little bowel movements don't smell. But they smell pretty damn bad, after all, don't they? There you go. Nurse's aide. Richard Charles Jarrett. Did I make this shit up? No? Has an address there in Colorado? That was sent to me too. I don't even look up this information. I don't have the time to do that, even though I have some time, but I don't really bother. I got people that send me this information. I'm just a messenger. That's all I am. I'm just a messenger. If the shoe fits, wear it is all I say. These are the very same people who attack me. And there's something that Barry always loved to do right there on your screen. And people have actually given testimony pretty much on public on YouTube here about how he treats women. And Jay was aware of how he treated the woman, but Jay never came to the defense of these women. He never came to the defense of these women. Why is that, Jay? Because maybe you treated women the same fucking way? I expose all these bastards. All these bastards. They're pretty good with their little shit. And there's a little message from Barry. It's not 18 minutes ago, it's just a copy. Just wanted to let everybody know I'm okay. And I'm fine. So remember, take care. See you guys in a couple of months, hopefully. But that's not the latest. The latest is that he's in Billy Bid. See how this shit pans out, man? Do you see how this shit pans out? It's amazing, isn't it? All right, what's this one here? All right. There you go. Some, spread the love, Spread the love. A face only a mother can love. That's for sure. Fucking Popeye. Of course, that's a number of years ago. You saw his current picture, right? Yeah. So you worked for the parks department, didn't you? A park attendant. I could ask you the same question, Robert Clausen. Did you pick up condoms? Did you spray the bird shit off statues? What was your job, sir? What was your job? See what I mean? It's all the same people tossing the same shit. Same shit. Yeah, as Barry says, that's right, I'm an American. I will not comply, period. I will not stop. I will not shut up. I will not comply. I will not give in. Well, how'd that work for you so far, Mr. Jordan? How did that work for you so far? It didn't work very well, did you? Did it? My God, guess not. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Hello, Philippines. Evening, Frank. Wonder how their crow tastes. I don't know. They better add some seasoning. And he says, how about the mantis showing up on Jay's stream calling you a moron today? I have no idea. Is Jay's stream still on? I don't know. I'm not privy to all this. I don't subscribe to Jay.
Let him talk. I am done listening to this asshole talk. Now get out of my...
When a person wants to get rid of you, they start doing things that will annoy you so that the decision comes from you. Sometimes it's good to have a misunderstanding with people. It helps reveal the hidden hate behind smiling.